Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. Sorry about that, man. I don't know what happened here, but I pressed end stream. So, we become incompetent. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. But we're here, man. Apologies on that one. You get me? But listen, we're here. Mandem talk. We got the Mandem involved. We got everyone here. Even Tyrone is here as well. Everyone's here. What you lot saying, Mandem? Everyone blessed? Everyone good?
Yeah, man, Chris. Where's Nagy, man? Where's Nagy?
Nagy, is he traveling? Is he traveling? Does anybody know? Is he traveling?
Guy's always traveling, man. He's moving like some mixed race gypsy out here. I don't know what he's on.
Yeah, man. It's madness, man. It's madness. But yeah, man. What you lot saying, Marcel? How you coping, man? No Ten Hag flag on the shoulder, no, today? No?
I got Bruno, man. I got Bruno today. Bruno, innit? Bruno done his thing today. So I got Bruno today. Come on, man. I got Bruno today. He's there, man.
Come on.
He needs a wage. He needs more. What? I swear he's getting paid less than Sancho. He's getting paid less.
Oh, no. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Yeah.
But,
less than Mount, bro.
Sanchez here as well, though. I got Sanchez as well, though.
Yeah, represent that.
Yeah, man. Come on. Tyrone, man, what you telling me, man? I was hearing Martial to Galatasaray, man. That's your new team now, man. Come on.
Bro, no ways Mourinho taking him. Don't be.
He's at Fenerbahce. Mourinho's at Fenerbahce.
Sorry, with Icardi then. Yeah. I'd like that, to be fair. I see Van Bronckhorst just got announced as the best class manager as well.
What? I thought it was Oli.
They said it was Oli, blood.
Giovanni, bro. Giovanni.
What scrub said it was Oli, blood? One of these.
Yeah, someone said it was Oli.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought it was one of the good. I thought it was one of the reputable journals, though.
Rob Dawson.
Yeah. Now Giovanni Van Bronckhorst just announced. So man, that Turkish league obviously is going to be a bit of fire in the belly over there. But I'm blessed, man. Good to be on time as well. Got back from work. Broke the speed limit a couple times, but we're here. You get me? Like the video.
Come on. Yeah, you're right, actually, you know. Besiktas, the new manager. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's crazy. But the ESPN, man, they're getting it wrong, you know. That's a big L for Rob Dawson.
Bro, no one knows what's going on, bro.
I swear down.
You know
what
I'm saying? You know what I mean? With a name Rob. You know what I mean? Not many men are called Rob nowadays. You get me?
Bro.
Aye, Rob Dawson's sauces, man. It's crazy, man. Yeah, man. But nah, man, we're all good, man. Listen, big up Leon, man. Straight from Jamaica, man. How you feeling now you're back in depressing England, man? You know what I'm saying?
The only thing don't miss from Jamaica is the mosquito bites, bro. It's not a joke, man.
Oh, is it? Is it mad?
Bro. Yeah.
You don't get the spray in that, bro. The spray.
Bro, they don't care.
Don't work, bro.
They don't care, bro. Yeah, it's mad. I mean, bro. No,
Leon flew over. They knew it was different. They were like, this tastes different.
Yeah. That might be a bit of a pause moment there, but what I was gonna say, I feel blessed, man. Obviously, it's good to be back in a way, but obviously the weather's dead here, so I came off the flight.
Bro,
it's like an idiot.
You're looking, you're now obviously you're in the Midlands, isn't it? But you, man, at least you got like 17, 18. You know, it's 13 degrees in Manchester.
Yeah, it's 16 here though. It's not that warm here.
Yeah, but still though, you get a little bit. You don't get the wind here though, man. We get the wind here.
In
you know what I mean?
I don't. I'm bare inland as well. So,
Saeed, you sound like you're one of them Mandem that's like 19 and you got the vest and shorts on. What you on, fam?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But listen, we're here anyway. Everyone smash the like button on the video. Obviously, you know what I mean? We have to start again, but you know what the score is, innit? Hit the like button. Hopefully Rhino and them, man, will join us in a bit. But what you lot saying, man? Still no decision on the manager. I mean, Marcel, I'll start with you, man. Are you worried? Are you kind of like, are you okay? Is your heart pulse, everything all good? Like, what's going on? Chat to us, Marcel,
I'm good, man. Bro. I'm good, guys. Like before, I was up and down because the reports before that game, big FA Cup for our club, it was like, you know, it was quite condemning. Like, it was definitely going to happen. He's definitely gone. You know, we've had a settle down period now to think about it. I'm more worried about the lack of movement that Inos are making right now in terms of the market. Like, regardless of who the manager is, I want the club to thrive. And we've got a 26, 27, however many man squad of players that we know are at best, you know, 5th, 6th place quality. They're just a bang average squad. We need to add some real quality into the team. So, you know, I'm a bit worried. I will be still upset if Ten Hag goes, but if it's De Zerbi that replaces him, okay, I can accept that and we move on as swiftly as possible. I think obviously the best option will be to have Ten Hag there, but you know, the fact that they're deliberating on this so long, guys, I think it does look like they're trying to, you know, have a situation where Ten Hag is here. Obviously, Benny McCarthy's gone, which was Ten Hag's guy. That looks like a bit of a negative situation, though, you know, for getting rid of his staff as well. Literally none of his people's there, maybe. But if it's still the same assistant, Marcel, I think another Marcel, then, you know, it still could look like a positive situation for us. So, or for people that want Ten Hag in, by the way, not us, because obviously there's a lot of us fans that believe that we shouldn't have Ten Hag in. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just settled right now. I'm more worried about the business side. There was good business to be done with Tosin. Tosin could have been purchased. Chelsea have gone. It looks like they're leading that race. You know, Olise, looks like Chelsea are going to lead that race. You know, so it's just looking like we're just dragging our heels, man. And this is like this is Glazonomics 101. This is what was happening before. So they need to be efficient in the market once they've made that decision.
Yeah. I mean,
nah, bro. Listen, bro. Tosin is on 100 bags a week, bro. That's why we didn't sign him. We're not giving we're not giving him 100 grand a week to sit on the bench. This is the new Man United.
No.
That's why he's at Chelsea. Can't be paying no bench
100
man.
bags
100.
at Fulham.
No, he's on 100 bags at Chelsea, bro. He's on more than Dallo, bro. And Dallo's our starting right back.
140. They're saying
It's a bit much.
Get out of here, bro. Dallo's on 90 grand a week, bro. And we're going to give Tosin 140, bruv. They can have him. What's man talking about?
I'll be honest with you, I'll be honest. We weren't in for him, by the way, at all.
Yeah, not like that, though.
Yeah, no, we weren't even interested. It's kind of like they were trying to build up the talk.
It was a fans thing, not the Ineos thing.
Yeah,
it was more the fans.
Bro, they're saying that to Newcastle and Chelsea are the only two teams here that tabled an offer to him for money, blood, and they were both north of 100 grand, bro. Like, bro, man can't be 100 grand a week, bro, for a bench player. Nah, stop that. Stop that.
I mean, I get why he's negotiated a deal because he's free, isn't he? Like, but obviously,
but they're happy to keep on. They're happy to keep Johnny Evans and Heaton doing it. Simmer Frame FC.
You know what? Though? I think if you're going to set a precedent,
that guy's been injured more times on Varane this season.
I don't disagree with that, but I think if you're going to set a precedent moving forward, you can turn around and say, look, we've got other people on the list. You're not fitting within our thing because we're never going to change if we don't be harsh on them things there. But we've always got that initial negotiation period, Nuruddin, whereby we haven't really got the power to start saying to people, you look at a man in our squad and they're like, yeah, you're on 300 bags. Then you go, yeah, we'll give you 60. And man, I look at nah, like, do you know what I mean? But
that's why we're getting rid of most of them, bro. And
I agree.
We'll phase them out because we have to, bro. Like even Saeed earlier when you was looking at Arsenal's wage structure, and you look at ours, bro, it's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace when you look at what some of their better players are on compared to what some of our worst players are on, bro. Our thing needs to be patterned. We can't be paying no bench players over 100 grand, bro. We need to move these guys out. Ericsson's on 150. Get him out of here.
Bro, I can't believe that, That's mad, He negotiated 150, fair play, You know what I'm saying? Like,
he was a free signing as well, but 150 for Ericsson.
He's on a free, though. He's on a free. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter if he's on a free, bro. It doesn't matter if he's on a free because you need to explain to players like Dallo, that start week in, week out, why he's on 90 and Ericsson's on 150. It doesn't matter whether it's free or not, Man only care about what they're taking home. That's what you need to understand. Players aren't going to rationalize it and say, you know what, he's on 150k because they never paid for him. Bro, like if I'm on 80, a man's on 150 and I'm better than him, I want 150. That's how football works.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. What I'm trying to say, though, is the reason why Tosin would get 140 was because he's on a free right now. It's relative to the situation that's happening right now. Delo's had a brilliant season right now, so he can go into the boardroom right now and demand that 150 right now. But Ericsson last season was on a free, and that's relative to the situation that was upon us last season. We needed that type of quality, and then you give him. I'm not trying to justify Ericsson's thing. He's one of those, like I'm agreeing with you, Rance, in the sense of needs to go immediately. But with Tosin, a bench, we do have to bring those wages down. I've been saying that for ages now. Sancho's one of those that's on astronomical wages, no proof in the pudding. So there's bare man that have not delivered anything down astronomical wages. Even Maguire, I think, is never one of those. But with Tosin on a 140, I think what was Lindelof on 90. Lindelof was on 90 and he's maybe a bench. So if you're bringing it up a bit of a premium up there because he's on a free, it could balance out if you get rid of a Maguire on 250. That's just nowhere near that level. And Tosin's not a massive upgrade on Maguire. They may be the same, but you know, there's more attributes that work in Ten Hag's system, or if deserves, like he's more suitable for the Premier League at that top level anyway, Tosin for me than Maguire. But we have to, you're right. Everyone's right in the sense of we have to work the books correctly. Like they're just ridiculous.
Yeah, because you got to realize this is where now Bruno's getting a bit, you know what I mean? He's like, yo, man, I think I need a little bit of a pay rise, innit? He's seen that a couple of Mandem are leaving and he's trying to transit, innit? Last probably career.
Last big contract, yeah.
Last big contract, innit? So he's testing the waters, but Inos ain't going to budge to that, man. Luke Shaw, them, man, got away with it. I don't think Luke Shaw would have been given a new contract if Inos were here. He got away with it, you know what I mean? And they gave him a new contract. But apart from that, that's why Bruno's saying, yo, like, I'm trying to flirt with other clubs. That's why his agent's trying to do it. Because he's like, yo, then Man United will somehow get scared and be like, yo, let's offer him before he leaves. He's a fan's favorite. That's why Ineos have got to be careful, man. He don't need to be on that sort of wages. That's 250. Bro, it should be that, man. And I'm not even trying to pocket watch like that, but I think United at this stage right now shouldn't be really offering anyone above 200 to 250. Like,
you know what it is for me, side as well. I've kind of accepted in my head a couple of scenarios. Obviously, we'll move on to the manager side. I'll give my view on that later of why I think it's taking so long and stuff. Yeah. When it comes to the players, for me, I've already accepted that I'm happy to go even more back. I don't think we'll go that far back that's next season because this season was crap. So I feel like any competent manager would raise us to 6-5-4 anyway. But I'm happy to look at the squad and be like, raw, like all of the big wages have gone. We're a little bit light right now. I'm happy to sit there for 6 to 12 months with that because it's going to require that kind of clear out for us to then go forward again. I'm not bothered about having players where I'm not a fan that's going to turn around and be like, oh, he's not Man United quality. He played for Palace, or oh, why have we got him? And I'm cool because for me, it's kind of low risk. Like if you go get a kid for like 10, 15 million and you put him on 50 bags a week and he doesn't work out, you can still sell him for 10 million and get them wages off. Whereas if you go and spend too much on the wages, you feel like you've got to play them and you're stuck and it might not fit the system, or he might just not be that good. So I'm cool to kind of take that step back and well, I call it a step back, but let's be real. We look at the Premier League and we look at clubs with players way worse than ours that are playing better football than us. So I think it is down to the coaching and bringing those styles together. So that's me, yeah.
100%. It's to me. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when we had a wage structure, and I remember that we broke the wage structure for Roy Keane and Rio Ferdinand, and these men were winning multiple league, league titles. So this idea that these bankers, when they took control of Man United, were giving out bonuses right, left, and centre. Everybody was getting paid. Places were getting paid. Agents are getting paid. And players are getting paid, and that's why they had seen these ludicrous. And then you see a team like Liverpool, even though they're challenging for the league, like they're putting bonuses. I think they broke the track. They broke theirs to pay Salah, and you see the number Salah has put up. That he justified it, so that nobody can moan. You put up the numbers, you put up the performances. Yeah, nobody can moan then. But we went away from that. But still, for me, Ineos, like they have to prove it to me, innit? You know what I mean? I'm 100%. Not. They have to prove it to me. Other than going after Jill and Jack down at the office, saying them they need to resign and all that.
Oh, they got rid of the canteen ladies, man. The canteen guys, man. You know what I'm saying? They said, yo, too many chefs in the kitchen. Yeah, you not see the report, Tyrone? They got rid of some canteen staff members. They said, yo, if you're not really part of the team, then you got to go. You know what I mean? So all these kind of, the runners, when you have runners.
Yeah.
They said, yo, anyone who's got a running job or a tea lady or, bro, listen, step aside now. We don't need that. You know what I mean?
Another thing, what they've done and what is interesting, all of the in each department, when I tell people Manchester United is massive, innit? It's a massive, massive organization, right? Company. So all the different CEOs in their departments, all of them used to get shoulder driven. You know that? One used to get picked up, shoulder driven. They got rid of all of that as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They got rid of that.
That's mad, when you do
it's a proper interesting one, with the Bruno thing, because I think both are right. And by the way, I don't want Bruno to get this new 350 bags a week contract, but because of the way he's played for Man United over the bigger signings that are on that bigger money at the moment. In his head, he's like, I've performed better and more consistently in terms of what he does on the pitch. So he could say, like, look, I warrant getting paid that. I'm the captain as well. I'm 29 now. Like Nuruddin said, it's like his last contract. But at the same time, Man United can't be getting themselves stuffed into this business where they're giving man 350k a week, 29 years of age, and then you're going into 32, 33, 34. Like, my opinion on Bruno is this. At the end of the day, right, one thing I am going to give him credit for is, yes, I know at times over the last few years, he has spammed the ball. He's quite trigger happy, but he does get clutching some big moments. However, overall, towards the last, like, and it's not even a big sample. I would say the last 4 to 6 weeks of the season, I've seen a different type of Bruno to what I have since he's signed. And that is not spamming the ball so much, playing a bit more experience, trying to play a bit more calm and retain possession. And I actually have preferred watching that Bruno. Do I think that's a Bruno that we're going to see next year and the year after? And I can wholeheartedly say I back what Bruno is doing? No, obviously we've seen it for a small sample. Do I like that Bruno and would I prefer to see him stay for another year? I'm content with that. Do I want to see him get another deal? No, I don't, because I believe that there's players out there, such as Eze for Palace, that I would love all there. Silky footballer, number 10, can dribble, pass through the lines. I prefer my David Silvers, my Odegaards, them type Eze's, them type of number 10s. But Bruno at the moment, I wouldn't say is the biggest problem. I think the problem could be if you give him another contract, then you can't get rid of him next year. And I think Max he's got one more year left at this football club. He's 30 in September. I think slowly, if you guys agree, his legs are starting to regress and his work rate has been one of his biggest attributes. But even though, Marcel, you might disagree, even if I say regression by 10%, that's 10% right now. He plays a lot of games. He's never injured. In a year's time, that is a big 10%. And I'll give you an example, Marcel. When Anthony Martial was playing really well, right? Jose Mourinho signed who? Alexis Sanchez. Alexis Sanchez for 2-3 years was working his butt off, for Arsenal, up and down the wing, scoring, creating. If anyone knows about Alexis Sanchez, before we signed him, his legs were cooked 6 months before. But people weren't having them.
I realize that.
I know Rance knows. His legs were cooked 6 months
him
before. But everyone was saying, get Sanchez, it'll be a brilliant sign. And I was like, this is going to be dangerous. And I feel like in a space of a year, someone that works hard, who's never really injured, their legs can go quickly, Marcel. And I believe that if Bruno stays beyond next season, we will start to see a regression in Bruno. And I think if he goes elsewhere, Italy, not Turkey, I don't want to disrespect him, but them Italy, Inter Milan, or like how Mkhitaryan done it, Atletico Madrid, I think Bruno can have a very long career playing at the highest level. But I think playing at Man United at the highest level after next year, when his contract expires in 2026, which is only 2 years from now, us giving him a long-term contract, I think is a problem. So I think we either keep him for a year, sell him with, a year to go, and we might get less money, but we accept it. But I think giving him a long contract, £350,000 a week, is a backward step. And I'm not saying Bruno's a shit footballer. I think at the end of the day, he's done well for us over the period. He's got a bit more calmer on the ball over the last 4 to 6 weeks, but I can't say that's going to happen long term. But yeah, that's
too little, too late. Too little, too late for me, man. Listen, I say it simple, innit? I'm a person, match go. I see what I see with my eyes, innit? And I see it, and I'm like, he actually played well today. He grafted. I'm a grafter FC. You know what I mean? I'm a grafter merchant. That's what I am, because that's the football that I've been brought up to. But when you look at Bruno, one player dictated, him and Rashford dictated the way we play as a team. And I'm like, I can't do it. I just can't do where. And you look at it as well. How long has he been here now? 3 years.
5 years. 5 years.
How long has he been here?
5 years. Yeah, 2000. Did he not come in 2000?
Yeah, he came in January. He came in January.
4 years. 4.5 years.
4 years. So the cycle is done. The most Manchester United, listen, the most you were going to achieve with Manchester United was the FA Cup, bro. So you got that in the bag. Ta-ra! Thank you very much. Let's get some money for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think a conversation is, because I think most fans, I know Marcel, you'll get your say and you'll disagree.
Yeah, what is Marcel saying? I don't get it.
I want to see, though, what Nuruddin would take as a fair fee for someone like Bruno with 2 years left, 29 years of age.
70 mil, mate, in the current market.
I think we're looking.
You know what I'll do? I'll do the GA fucking the decimal point something prop for him. No problem. I'll get the graphs out. We'll get the infographics.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think anyone pays 70 million for him. I'll be honest. Yeah, the thing is, with the Bruno situation, like Ty said,
you don't know, Rance. Trust me, you don't know.
I do.
Madness.
No. I do know. You know why? Because Bayern Munich, won't want him enough to pay that.
Yeah.
They would take him, but not for that. Do you know what I mean? Especially the way the kind of football that they're trying to play.
Gonna pay that
I can't
the
see
brother at Fulham.
Sorry?
When they're gonna pay that same money for the brother Portuguese guy at Fulham? They were gonna pay that money. He actually went there, and then because Fulham couldn't buy they couldn't buy somebody else.
Complete different
profile
of
I
player.
understand that. No, I understand that. They wanted it to be a holding player, innit? A midfield player. But I think there are teams foolish enough.
I believe the only teams that are gonna pay upwards of 60 million for Bruno are gonna be in Saudi Arabia, bro. Because when you look at his profile and his age, bro, do you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta understand the guy's 30 in September. Like he's not young, bro. Like he's not gonna go for 70 odd million at that age. He's not Harry Kane, bruv. Like he's not. Do you know what I mean? So
Casemiro went for 70 million.
But United does that. But not only does Man United done that, but Casemiro, look at what Casemiro's achieved in the game, bro. He went because of his name. Like Bruno Fernandes has won 2 trophies in his whole career, bro. Like he ain't Casemiro. Do you know what I'm saying? So we have to keep it a buck with Bruno. Bruno's got every right to want to be on more money compared to what everyone else is on because he's the captain. Do you know what I mean? Also, these men have gassed my man up and given him a free role. They've given him literally, literally given him the whole club to do whatever he wants. All he said to him, "Oh, go and do what you want," and then Ten Hag said, "Do what you want." So he's saying, "Listen, my wages have to reflect the fact that I'm the main guy here," and they don't. So I completely understand why he wants the money. He's entitled to ask for it. But also, Man United are entitled to tell him absolutely fucking not, based on the fact that, in my opinion, we've seen the best of Bruno at Man United. He's 30 in September. We don't see a better Bruno than we've already seen. And this is the most amount of money we'll ever get for him. Because if we leave it one more year, he's worth less money. And he's into his last year of his contract, bro.
Let me just say this quickly. This is the biggest test Inos for me. This is the Inos tester, mate. This is the tester. This is a tester where the direction of this Manchester United Football Club is going. Where are we going? You succumb to the fan pressure and his twerkers on all over the socials, I don't give a fuck what my guy does for internationals, man. I don't care. I don't support Portugal. Stop sending me fucking videos.
Padding against Finland.
Like, stop this shit. Stop tagging me.
Let's stop padding against Finland. Let's, allow it, man.
So, I'll say it. For me, Ineos, this is the litmus test, mate. Big up to Lowe, says, the ultimate litmus test. And that's why I want to see where Ineos will take this football club.
Because it's going to go, basically, Ineos do not want him to go. Like, if they had it their choice right now, it's like, cool, we'll be content, we'll keep you right now, but we don't need to renew your deal. His agent...
Oh, he's got 3 years left, 2 years plus an extra
option to extend. So, I think Bruno's agent...
But not on them wages, though, that he wants.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, Ineos are going to say, we want you to stay. But he's going to say, I'm happy to stay, but if you pay me X, Y, and Z. And that's where Ineos have got to say, right, are we going to pay you X, Y, and Z to stay? Or guys, do we cash in and we go and get another number 10 elsewhere? And that decision, even though people might think it doesn't have ramifications, I think it could impact the way we might want to play and develop in the next 2-3 years. And people might say, what do you mean? It's Bruno. Like Marcel's probably going to come in and say, but I want to hear what he's got to say.
You know what he's going to say, though? He's going to say this. He said he's Ballon d'Or and he's worth... He's unbelievable. So let's hear from him anyway, man. You know what I mean? So Marcel,
can I ask a rapid question? Can I ask a really quick question? You know, like when we were saying about like we don't think we'll get the wages from. Do you think there's a possibility somebody would pay because of his marketability? I don't think he's attractive, marketable. Like, but most players that come United, we see youth players on like 500,000 followers and they've not done anything in the game. Do you feel like a club would do that and sell shirts off the back, or do you feel like he's not marketable? Like,
bro, they just love him here because of the goals he scored for us, bro. He around the world, he ain't rated the way Man United fans rate him. Let's not pretend like he's not that name, bro. He's not that name. So as much as Man United fans love him, they only love Bruno, because of the GA he put up when he came in. Because most of these Man United fans that suck him off 6 months before he came, they didn't even know who he was. Let's not pretend.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Let's not pretend. These men are not watching the Portuguese league, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys, yeah, we get linked with a player, and all of a sudden there's a YouTube comp out 5 minutes later.
Straight away, yeah.
You know what I mean? These men ain't got no jobs, bro. So it's one of them ones. Them man can do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the reality is, Bruno's profile ain't up there like that, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not up. It's not like that around the world, and it definitely ain't for Portugal either, bro. Do you know what I mean? Because man grew up around Portuguese people in the house, and the man don't rate Bruno the way fans rate Bruno. I tell you that for free.
The red Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
People I know,
They don't rate Bruno like that.
Listen, the problem with Bruno, he's been at Man United. Had he been at Man City and done what he done there, he would have went for that type of money. And that's the problem. Man United always take money off your top. If you look at the type of players we've tried to sell and how much we've got for them, we've always lost that. Even we're talking about McTominay being worth 30 million, and then Conor Gallagher going for how much?
55.
50. That's what we're saying. And we're saying that McTominay has a better output. We're talking about Mason Mount coming to us for 65 million. This is what we do all the time. Most of our players will always be losing 10, 15 million off their price tag. And Bruno Fernandes, his highest point would have been when he was about 27, 26 maximum. That's the most you would have got for him. And he's gone past that long time. So you're not getting more than 50 M's on a good day. Someone gives you 50 million for Bruno, take it, say thank you very much, and keep it moving. And
no, Musa, you might be wrong. They might believe this infographics of the GA and all of that. Decimal Bells FC, man. Trust me.
We can sell him as a penalty specialist.
You know what?
You know what though? I don't want to disrespect. I don't think that's why I was kind of not. Someone said I'm on the fence, but I understand what Bruno is good at, and I think over the last 4-6 years,
in another league.
He's calmed down his game. He's not been spamming it around. I don't think he's crap. He is a good player. I just don't think he's as good as what a lot of other people think he is. And that's fine. He's still a good player, but he's not shit. Like, let's be real. Like,
people are saying that you built a house on the fence, bro. You know what I mean? You fuck over the fence.
You know what, man? Talk about fence. There ain't no fence with Marcel. Let me hear Marcel's because he was disagreeing with Tyrone a little bit.
There's no fence with Marcel.
The part that Marcel disagreed on was I said we've seen the best of Bruno, and he said no. He thinks that Bruno at 29 is going to improve. So that's what he disagreed with.
Yeah. So I disagree with Rance. I disagree with everything that Rance said. I disagree with everything that Ty said. All of you, really. It's disgraceful.
You mean everything? You need to be specific.
What you guys are doing is disgraceful. This is a world-class player, one of the best players in our team.
Now let him land. He's going to have his time.
In terms of longevity, because he is at 30 now. But I was saying before, I think he can play until about 33, 34. Whether he deserves a new contract at that new price point, who knows? But I can understand why he's at the stage that he is at now, where he's saying, well, I need to get paid more than Mason Mount. That's a joke. I need to get paid more than Bruno. That's also a joke. And whoever else is getting paid more than him, because he puts in the shift every single week. I think he can improve as well. I agree with what you're saying there, Rance, because I did disagree with it. He can take another level. I think there is a couple more levels to him in this game, and especially for our team.
At 29, 30, there's no levels, blood. Trust me. Players don't just jump levels at that age, bro. Like, that's not how football works, bro.
Modric.
Modric was always world class, bro, from about 23 years old, blood.
He hasn't got better at 20.
Yeah. Modric won the Ballon d'Or at 33, 34, something like this.
That wasn't peak Modric, bro. That wasn't. Luka Modric used to be a winger, blood. If man know Luka Modric back in the day when Luka Modric was snatching ankles, blood. Like, listen, Luka Modric was different, you know. Like, because he adapted his game, he didn't improve, bro. Let's not do that. Like, man are gonna say Benzema improved and that. No, Benzema was a gunman. And then he changed his game to accommodate other people. Benzema was always cold. Benza didn't improve, blood. He was always sick, bro. Let's not do this.
There's players, Rance, that have played their best football as they got a little bit older. And Bruno, in terms of adapting to the system, especially in terms of his mental attributes to the game, that's the next level for him to be able to control the temperament and help other players around him perform better. And he needs better players in his team as well, Rance. If we can get better quality players if it's going to be Ten Hag system that can make.
He doesn't need better players.
If it's going to be he doesn't need better players.
Sorry, Marcel. He doesn't need better players. We need better players. Manchester United need better players.
That's a fact, but we're
Yeah.
talking about Bruno Fernandes specifically and what he can add to the team. So
No,
he's
but
he's one of the best players
we're,
in the
we're
team.
not. We're not.
And
I'm sorry, Marcel,
we
but
need better, and especially if he's playing in the 10 position, Faz, then he needs one. He's one of the key cogs of the team. He needs better players.
He is one of the key cogs
for
of
the
the
last 4
team.
seasons.
I
know what
agree.
happens
He
though,
is.
Marcel?
He is that. He is Marcel. You're spitting.
around him, Faz. Then the chance creation element.
He's
you're
not
gonna see
good
more
enough to be one of the
double
key
figures,
members
goals
of a
and
top
assists
team.
again,
This
guys,
is the point.
this season.
I think the problem is as well that the team can get better, which then you would allude that Bruno's got better, but he can't. The team can get better and make it look like Bruno's got better, but him, if you look at what he's gonna, his output and what he's gonna do, he won't get better. Bruno Fernandes won't get better, but the team can get better and then make him as an individual look as a better player. But individually, he's not gonna do what he was doing for United before, dragging us through the mud. Those days are done. They're
Them days are done. I can't lie. And he's had a poor season.
It's the end of
apart
a cycle.
from the last 2 months.
It's the end of a natural cycle.
Yeah.
Go and get your last big payday somewhere else, lad.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there you go. Au revoir. We wish you
Guys,
well.
I think
Thanks for the
there's
memories.
more good seasons to come from him. I think there's more top performances to come from him in the next couple
He's
of
not
seasons.
finished.
You know,
he's not
the thing
finished. But
is-
I don't think he's finished. And I
Do
don't.
you think he's worth that amount?
Finishing
Then?
the way
That's
we
the
play
question.
for me, Musa. He's finishing the way that how he dictates the way Manchester United play. He's finishing that.
That's
I'm
why.
sick of that. I'm sick of these straight headless chicken runs, man. These square runs to try to press the football. I'm sick of him going fullback sometimes and then sometimes going drop it. I'm sick of all that. Listen,
I think if someone like De Zerbi came down, Noradine, he would do a job or he wouldn't play. And I don't think he's finished. I think he would do a job or he wouldn't play.
See, Musa Nerden, what I think is he might have to adapt his game. That's part of as you get a bit older, he might have to play further back the pitch. And Kobe finally goes into the 10. He might have to adapt his game that way. And with De Zerbi playing very systematically, and it's very precise how he wants to play. Once he understands the handbook of De Zerbi, if it's De Zerbi, in my opinion, I've always said for the longest, I want De Zerbi. Bruno will be brilliant in that, where it has to be played first, where it has to be played off one touch quickly into the players that and beyond.
Can I just say a couple of things?
He'll be brilliant under those.
There's not enough press resistant. I think that the knee-jerk thing will come in, and football will come in. That's in his game, man. That is in his game. Honestly, when he's not on, he just starts hitting these. Saeed will tell you in the stadium, everybody starts moaning. They're like, "What the hell?"
The Hollywood passes.
Like,
The Hollywood passes.
Can I say a couple of things?
I'm like, yo, you're hitting this invisible ghost. Is he seeing people that we don't see on the football pitch? But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, go on, Faz. Go on.
Number one, Man United fans constantly cry about us not being able to recycle and rejuvenate the squad in time. You've seen this over year in, year out, yet the vaccine has messed up the neuron so much that you don't recognize what's happening in front of you. Only 12 months ago, Casemiro was unveiled in Manchester United and he was hailed as the missing key to the puzzle. And the picture is finally complete. After 12 months, all of a sudden, that same man is callous and finished. He's got nothing left in him. Remember, we bought so many other midfielders before, right? So many other midfielders before. How come we buying one key to use another key to unlock a lock that we didn't even know existed? We're just buying players to unlock someone else at this point. That's exactly what's happening. You want to buy someone else so that Bruno Fernandes, the mythical lock that Bruno Fernandes is, we can unlock. You know, let's even agree. I always like to use Marcel's point to prove my point. Let's agree that Bruno Fernandes is world class. For a minute, let's agree that Bruno Fernandes is a fantastic player. All yada, yada, yada. So what? So what? Couldn't give a heck. We need to move on as an organization to better our whole team. That's what we need to do. We're not in the business to improve Bruno Fernandes' numbers. We're not in the business to get more out of Bruno Fernandes. No, we're in the business to have a better team and win and succeed as a club. If that means we need a couple of meaty players that play good football, so be it. Because how come who's in Crystal Palace's midfield? Like, what world-class players do they have? What establishments, what numbers do they have? What about Wolves? Them teams are bopping us, no? What about Burnley? Bro, what about Sean Dyche? All of these teams that came Old Trafford this season and bopped us, what players did they have? The thing is, we've been around this over and over again. Right now, the fact is, Bruno Fernandes is at the highest valuation he can be. So why don't we cash in and reinvest before this? I'm even agreeing with you, Marcel, that Bruno Fernandes is fantastic. But why would you, Marcel, in 12 months' time, come around and then sit around the table and say, you know what, lads, actually, Bruno Fernandes he's lost a bit of legs, Don't let that happen. Let things go on a high and let's reinvest and let's rejuvenate. That's the whole purpose of running an organization, is identifying when you can let a player go. You may feel what you just said in the end, that Bruno has a lot to give yet. And I understand that bias and that perspective. He may have a lot to give yet. But wouldn't it be better if 2, 3, 4 more players have a lot to give? Wouldn't that be better for the team if we had a couple more players on the bench? Because the fact is, yourself, Marcel, the reason why Bruno Fernandes loves Eric Ten Hag and wants Eric Ten Hag to stay in a job, because he will cruise. He will absolutely cruise through his career for at least another 2 seasons, until it gets to a point where Bruno is ran ragged and he's got nothing left in him. And that's when he'll throw him. And that's when Eric Ten Hag will say, right, you're done. And by that time, let me tell you one piece of advice, Marcel. You probably know this anyways. You squeeze a lemon too much and it becomes sour. They're going to squeeze Bruno so much that this feeling towards Bruno is going to become sour eventually. Just like it's happened with Casemiro, like with Martial, like with Luke Shaw, all of these players that we kept.
You even done it with Rooney.
Look at David De Gea, Marcel. I mean, you ain't even got to look that far. Look at David De Gea, man. A savior of this club, such a fantastic goalkeeper for us for many years, ended up becoming sour. So let's move on and let's reinvest this money. That's the best thing this organization could do.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but I think other players, you can look to other players to do that with first. Maguire, Rashford. Those players have offered less than what Bruno's been offering for us. And then
this is what I will tell you, Marcel. Just slowly. Sorry,
correct, bro.
Hold on. Let me just cook this one, please. 1 second. Let me just. There is Marcel. When we say, "Oh, let's sell this player," right? And then fans come and say, "Yeah, but we have to get rid of Lindelof, McTominay, first." Really and truly, let's be honest. There's no pecking order, is there? There's no pecking order on who needs to get sold first, bro. It's an organization. 7 players need to get sold. We don't sit around the table and tell the board, right, until Harry Maguire is sold, nobody else can be sold. Nah, it don't work like that. Let's sell the players that need to be sold. It's no pecking order. If Bruno goes first, cool. McTominay, each factor is different. Each player is a bit more sellable than the other. Let's sell the ones we can sell now quickly, and let's move it and reinvest it. Eventually, the ones we can't sell, we'll filter them out. We can't sell Jadon Sancho at the moment. We'll look to filter him out.
Maybe I'm articulating it wrong. Maybe I'm articulating it wrong then, Faz, because I would also come back, like you just mentioned before, that I think he has more to offer. But if I'm doing what you're doing, which is agreeing with your points, let me cook you then. I'm agreeing with what your points are, and I'm giving you your point. I'm saying, no problem. Get rid of Bruno then. But I'm saying within that, there's a priority then. If you want to have it then, to get rid of a Bruno. But within what your concept is, there has to be a priority. There has to be, because certain players are offering more or less. If you want to say there's 10 footballers that have to go, there has to be a priority of which one goes first or second, third, because then that's going to allow us to free up certain positions.
Yeah, Marcel, that would be correct. That would be correct if Bruno wasn't the one that initiated this. Bruno's initiated this by saying, that he wants more money. He's using the media to come out and do the speculation thing. I want to stay if the club wants me to stay. If the club wants me to stay, and then his agent is briefing journals telling them that he's having communication with other clubs. So this is coming from him. So he's put himself at the top of the pecking order now, because now we need to discuss what we're doing with him. We wouldn't be having this conversation. I don't think anyone sitting here right now would be saying, yo, Bruno's the first guy we got to get out the door. If he doesn't come out and say that, bro, because we know we've got more pressing things to deal with than Bruno Fernandes. We know that. But he's brought this on himself now, because the guy's got 2 years plus an option of a third, bro, to go. And this guy's talking about if the club want me, bro. What do you mean, bro? You got 3 years potentially left at the club.
Yo, Rance, not even that. He said, I want to know what the club plans. I want to win major trophies.
Yeah.
So maybe it sounds like he's going. Maybe he feels like he might be going. He might feel like he's going or something.
A brother that's never won nothing in his career before he came here, you know.
Yeah, but again, I agree to what Rhino's saying though, Rance, in the sense of maybe he feels like he's going. That's actually a real thing.
And I wish him well.
Because it could be part of the plan.
I wish him well. I wish you well, bro.
But I wish you well. Part of the plan to get rid of some of your highest earning assets or your biggest. Right now, I do agree with those that are saying this is at its highest price point now. Once you get into 31, 32, it's not going to be no 150 million. It's going to go back to 70s, 80s. Once you get to 32, it's going back to 50s. So it could be a good time or prime time to sell him. I understand your point there, Rance, says he's maybe made himself the topic of conversation. But at the end of the day, he could feel like, as the player right now, that they don't want him and that they want to change the direction. Because I had said anyway, under the Glazonomics, before Ten Hag comes into the office, it was kind of like Bruno and Rashford were forced upon him.
But as a player, how do you make a player that's the captain of your club, feel like you don't want him no more?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Rance. Why would you want more money?
The only reason why he feels like he's not wanted is because he doesn't feel like the club value him at what he values himself.
He thinks, that's
but he shouldn't even be talking about money right now. He's got 2 years left, bro. Wait and see,
Why does he want more?
In, what's going to happen? And then if next season you're not feeling it, then you've got a year left, with potentially another one, and then you can talk, bro. But the fact that he wants to get this deal done now,
well, there's something's happening. Everyone's up for sale.
He's playing the game.
Nobody haven't though. No, Marcel. Let me correct you, because you're a fan of Ten Hag. Someone said on Twitter that everyone was for sale, and Ten Hag came out and said, "Of course not. That's not true.
Nobody's for sale."
Saeed, man, what have you retweeted, man?
Came out,
bro. What are you doing, Saeed, man?
Yo, listen. Let me. Yeah, it's true.
You know what it is, right? As well, I think one big point is, and Marcel, where you touched it about, players leaving the club, big money, the biggest money players leaving the club. Martial, one of the highest paid players, of course. Rafael Varane. Yep, you got Casemiro. Speculation is that he's likely more to leave. So that's 3 of them.
Saudi.
You got Rashford, who, because he's the homeboy, he will stay because obviously he's a Manchester boy. When you look at it, like Rhino said, he might want to feel within himself, do you know what? I'm ready to move on and play and have a new challenge after 5 years. But also in the same way, like Rance said earlier when he used the Diego Dallo to Eriksen example, he said, look, Eriksen's on 150. Dallo's a star. He's been one of the players of the season. I should get that. Now Bruno might be looking at it and saying, right, you might want to bring in players like Leny, Yoro. You might want to bring in Tadibos and give them, good deals, but, 80 grand a week and stuff like that, more affordable. Bruno might be looking at it and saying, right, Martial, 250. Varane, 300. Casemiro, 300. You add that together, 3,600. You've got about 850 in wages you saved already. Bruno's thinking, okay, well, you've got money to pay me more. So he might be using their assurances of them selling.
But that's not how business works, though. If I'm trying to bring down a wage bill, I don't want to redistribute the money to someone else.
No, but Rance, it's not. I'm not saying that it's not how business works. I don't disagree with that.
No, but how that's Bruno, how you're saying he could be looking at it. Yes,
how Bruno and that could be looking at it is thinking, right, okay, if you've got 850 you've saved, giving me an extra 150 of the 850, you're still 700 up. So in his head, he might be looking at it like that and saying, right, that's another reason.
But then he's not
very intelligent. It is tied, though.
The whole point of a restructure means, from this point on, everything needs to fit in here. Yeah. So it doesn't matter what's happened before. So when you're looking at Cass's wages before, it doesn't matter because he's gone. Do you know what I mean? It means going forward, this is the threshold.
Bruno might not be looking at that because he's seeing it. If you think about it, like you said, 29, last big deal, he's seeing it as an opportunity. He's seeing it as an opportunity.
But Tad, I don't like that though.
If he doesn't, because I'm not saying it's true right now, but I'm trying to cover all angles from his angle.
I understand what you're saying, T.
If I don't do it now, if I don't do it now, I can't do it next year when I've got one.
He should have done it last year before the new owners came in.
He's
trying to hit a lick right now.
He's trying to
I'll
hustle
get
them.
you on a quick point as well.
240K.
He's trying to hustle them, basically.
No one
Yeah,
ever
this is
said-
the only chance to hustle them, Leon. It's either now
And
or
do you know what it
tomorrow.
is? No, but Ty, I just feel like if he did like what Rashford did, where he had a mad season, then it can warrant him to
ended
kind
it,
of say,
yeah.
you know what,
He
I've
had
been
it for 2
balling.
months.
But
He had
the
it for
fact
2
he's just, yeah, like it's a bit weird to me. It's just
Let me,
weird.
Let me
I don't
listen,
think
bro.
you should get it right now,
Needs
but
to be
Oh,
super
go on,
chat.
Saeed. Go on.
Yeah, no, I get you, Ty. I get you,
There's a
Ty.
couple of super chats
Yeah,
on
one
Bruno
second,
that I
man.
wanted to read. Yeah, big up Adiwale says Bruno Fernandes lost possession 2,995 times in the Premier League since joining United, the most in that time period, and 700 more times than the second place Kevin De Bruyne. Second of the worst United season are with Bruno 8th and 6th. And there's another one here from Adiwale says everyone was tagging me on Bruno performed yesterday, but when he came onto the pitch, it was 2-0 with him on the pitch, and it was 2-2 against Finland. Bruno gets the stats and he hurts the team. Why Portugal won't win anything? Big up Craig says, why are we going for a player and increase whilst he's decreasing on the pitch? It's like keeping Ten Hag for the FA Cup win. Bruno on the panel today says, Isaac, big up, man. Big up Adam Fahim. He says, big up the brothers. Wish I could join to give football and medical reasons as to why Bruno needs to be removed before they yo, listen, Adam, that is cold, man. That is cold. Big up the panel, big up Samurai as well. Get up the likes as well, people. 2.4K in the building. Listen, journalists, anyone in the chat saying this journalist has said something, bro. Everybody's waffling, yeah. This Howard Nurse, he said Frankie de Jong then. He got it wrong 2 years ago. This Jamie Jackson is a waffler, mate. Big time waffler. Jamie Jackson from The Guardian. So allow it in it. You feel me? But yeah, let's get the likes.
Let me just say this. Saeed.
Yeah, go on
quickly. Let me just say this quickly. You know, Bruno's and Bruno's agents doing what they're doing now, in terms of pimping him to other clubs and whatever. It's not the works of this month or this summer. Things like this were brewing in the club from before. They were upset. Bruno's probably been upset from before because he's probably thought that season's not going well. Bear man are gonna be on the chopping block. I'm on the list, whether I'm number 1 or number 5 or number 6 on the list. Me and my agent need to go and pattern a deal. So it's not like season's finished and he's turned around and said, right, okay, I want a new deal because they're changing owners or they're changing managers or whatever. He's probably been feeling uncomfortable for a while. And considering he's just had a contract soon as Eric Ten Hag came in and had the captaincy a season later as well. So he's in no position to be making any demands, I'll be honest. I understand that he's the captain and he's leading the team and whatever. He might be a really good player, but you're not in no position. We've just had one of the worst seasons that a Man United fan could ever imagine. And for you to come out and then say, if they want me, I'll stay. If they don't want me, they have to want me. Bro, Gareth Bale was talking like this after winning Champions League.
Real Madrid, and they booted him. They booted him.
And they booted him. And he won them the Champions League, and he wasn't even playing that much, and he was getting absolutely bashed by everyone.
Yeah.
So we've just won the FA Cup, right? Yeah. And we had a horrible season in the league, yet he's coming out and making all of this public statement and all of this.
But Bruno,
stuff.
his does, I think, as well, Faz. I think Bruno as an individual realizes at 29 years old, this is going to be the last time that I can demand something from other clubs, that I can go to a project and be looked at as the main key or, the last, cherry on the cake at that project. Because after this, he's not going to be that guy where someone's got a football project going on at a club and they're like, yeah, we need Bruno to be the last missing piece. Yeah. This is his last chance to be that. And also, I think people underestimate that David De Gea, how he was dealt with. He was important to a lot of men in that dressing room, And I feel like we've all been at a workplace or even a school when your brethren gets kicked out of school and school's not feeling the same again when the certain man's not there. You know what I'm saying? Or you're at work and you're like, it's not the same in this building. And I feel
and can I just say on a side note as well, it's very funny how the people that want to keep this manager have a get out clause.
Why?
I want De Zerbi in case. In case fan, I want De Zerbi. But funny enough, the people who want Ten Hag out, we ain't got no get out clause. Not one person who wants Ten Hag out has turned around and said, you know what? If he stays, I might just back him. We ain't said, none of us said that. But the Ten Hag Inos, if he goes, you know what?
got their
I've got my
backup.
get out clause here. I've got a clause here. I've got a Ballon d'Or in my contract.
To be fair,
And if De Zerbi comes in and does well, I was right anyways. And if Ten Hag stays and does well, I was right anyways. It's very funny. I'm keeping
I'm not on
notes.
that train, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd rather have Ten Hag see out. Well, I think they're gonna. If he's gonna stay, you're gonna have to give him a contract. But we know that he's gone.
They might not, as well.
Yeah, but also not only is he gone, but like I saw some today that looked a bit booky, and it's almost like they could be trying to put something together. It looks like it's some mutual agreement where where he leaves because they've just decided that it's not gonna work out. You know, that's the kind of the noise that seems to be kind of leaking around because. Do you know what I mean? It like maybe Ten Hag feels he can't work in these conditions or whatever.
Would that mean that they don't have to pay out his year?
Those rumors were out already. Those rumors were out already, weren't they?
Yeah, but there were rumors that he was gonna walk and all that.
Yeah. Those was about 3 months ago when they said he wants to be 50% part of the decision making on signing.
SCG, man.
I think what might happen is they might do a mutual agreement thing, and they might be behind the scenes trying to agree on a fee for them to pay him out. You know them ones there, like because I think we need to pay him 10 million euros or something if we sack him a year in advance. They're probably trying to negotiate. You know what? If you walk now and we do the nice PR thing, man, give you a little
guess what I think as well. I think they're investigating this SCG agency. I'm telling you now, guys. Panorama. I'm telling you now, guys. There's gonna be a panorama, bro.
Dispatches Channel 4 settings, man. Dispatches.
What do you think they're using? Do you think they could be using that to maybe even have a grounds to sack him? Maybe like there's some dodginess happening
because he was.
They don't have to pay him no fees.
By Ajax.
Man say they got the private investigator on.
Bro, hiring a new comms manager as well, a director of new comms. That's big. I don't think you man are clocking how mad that is. Not just in terms of the announcement, but throughout the season, the amount of bollocks that's come out of the club. This guy's falling out with this guy.
Is he the guy that worked with Barada at City?
Yeah. And he used to actually work for the government before. Then he made a leap into football, and then whatever. But he's a serious guy. But and the thing
knows
is,
how to spin it.
Even the manager coming out, and the manager coming out, and the way the manager's dealt with, talked about Rashford in public, but then he's talked about Anthony in a certain way in public. Then he's talked about Varane and Casemiro like certain way in public. He's upset a lot of people.
Bro,
you know what I'm saying?
I know, man.
So I'm glad that they've hired a communications, personnel, a new one, because that's the person as well. That woman, everything out.
That woman, Faz, you know that woman in it. She's
she's
no comment, man.
No comment.
No comment.
Man.
No comment.
No comment.
All I know is my season. All I know is my season tickets on my Apple Pay. That's all I know, and that's all I care. I don't care about no wristband, no lanyard. You know what I'm saying?
Me and Marcel, I'd say out of everyone here, we're content if Ten Hag stays. With that. Of course, and if he goes, I'm just like Marcel. If we get a manager that I think can be good, then we get a manager that can be good.
Why just content, Ty? Yeah. Why just content? Like,
would you not
want to be happy with? Why would you not want to be happy with?
I'd be happy. No, I'd be happy. I'd be happy if he stays. I feel like he can get one more year. So But how I look at it, right? If I was you guys that want the manager gone, is that they've only just come in terms of actually taking over the reins, Jim Ratcliffe and so forth. But if they were really wanting this manager out, I believe that this decision would have been made sooner. Because my prognosis of it is you got the Euro starting next Friday, right? So surely you'd want to have things that put into shape, put into place that you could then move forward or start, look at your transfer targets as well.
No, not at all, because we put in bids for players and we don't have a manager.
No, but we do have a manager.
Yeah, but we don't. Yeah, but we do or we don't, bro.
No. Right now, the facts are we do have a manager. We can go if buts and maybes, but the
He's
fact
on
is right
holiday.
now,
He's got nothing to do with it.
Is Eric Ten Hag getting paid at the end of the month? He is. He's in a job.
Yeah, but that's not the point.
So what's the point? Well, there you go. So you've answered your own question then, Ty. Because what's the point in sacking him? Yeah, what's the point in sacking him right now? When I'm still gonna have to pay him anyway, and he's got nothing to do with recruitment because the whole new role is these men are recruiting for the club it's just like Real Madrid. Real Madrid don't care who the manager's going to be. They're still signing Endrick, bro. They sign who they sign.
I get it.
For the club. So the fact that he's the bro, but it doesn't matter. The point is, it does not matter. There's more pressing things for these guys to worry about. It's holidays right now. Every manager's on holiday. So even if they announce the new manager, he's going to play golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not coming in.
What I'm saying
right now,
is, someone like me who I want the manager to stay, I'm sort of. If you ask me now on a week ago, my answer to today is different because now it's a week later. My belief or optimism, and Marcel might be able to answer this for me as well, is that he's probably grown in belief a bit more that he is going to stay at the moment. I'm not saying he might not go. He still might go.
This is the same bread that was in the press conference saying, if they want me to leave, I'll leave and go and win.
Yeah, I'll leave. I'll win.
You don't say that if you've been given the impression that you're
exactly.
Yeah.
At least he's believing in himself.
They only believe that they.
And I got the phone call, bro. You already got the phone call.
I think that
Quickly, Nerdin. So you know when you're talking about the 1 year, you know, like we don't have to give him another contract. You know, we don't know what
we do, Marcel. Marcel,
players are gonna go wild.
No, Marcel,
right?
Marcel, no. It's not possible to keep him on the same contract because it's different rules, bro. He's got a power veto.
Yeah. Different rules.
We need to change the paperwork.
They have to change.
Well, hold on. Let me just explain why.
Okay, go on.
A new contract. So, why can't he just finish out his last year? And
No,
if they
just
want,
said
for
it then.
example, Southgate. Or if they want, for example, somebody else, they get them in next season.
No, Marcel, Marcel, let me explain to you
it.
why that doesn't work. Yeah, and I'll give you an example. Yeah, you see, when I owned my futsal club, yeah, and we had our games on BT Sport. Everyone knows BT Sport got bought out with TNT.
Yeah.
TNT wanted to get out of certain agreements that BT had made previously, but legally they couldn't. Because they took over BT. So all the agreements that BT made, they had to honor them. Do you know what I mean? So like with the futsal, TNT didn't want the futsal. But because BT already agreed for 3 years,
existing contract,
they had to honor that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is what will happen with Man United. If they keep Ten Hag on the same contract legally, yeah, they are bound to acknowledging everything in that contract unless he signs another one. So they can't just say, you know what, we'll give you 1 more year. They need to give him a fresh contract. Or and if they, you know what, we're going to give you a brand new contract for 1 year. He's going to say, "Fuck that, pay me."
Yeah, but
why
that's
can't
your opinion,
why can't? I agree with
my opinion. It's a legal fact.
They don't have to give him a new
current contract that he has. Why can't he adhere to or agree to? So what I think you're talking about is
you can't agree to adhering to certain parts of the contract and not others, bro. That's not the point of a contract. A contract is in place to protect the employer and the employee. You can't pick and choose what part of a contract you adhere to.
But why are we even discussing a contract? If Ten Hag stays and I'm the person that's saying I don't mind if he does, he can earn that contract. Keep him on he's got 1 more year left. He can finish this season.
But the power that he has with his contract.
That's the point. That's the point you two are missing.
Musa, I'm hearing it, but you're not letting me explain what I'm trying to explain to you, man. So what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say to you, Musa and Rance, is the power is what you're explaining here is a power struggle, Musa. Basically, that's what Rance is trying to articulate. But I'm saying, why happens if Ten Hag is happy with the new levels of the power within the old contract?
You're not going to be happy. Why won't be happy? If someone's trying to sack me...
Hold on, look, this is where you don't keep jumping. You're saying that. Ten Hag has said something different. He said that he wants to work in tandem. You, man, are the one that's
okay. Let me explain.
Yeah, but he's going to be happy to work in tandem, if he thinks he's got a long-term job.
You know
what I mean?
No, but Marcel, do you know why that's dangerous as well? Because if it starts going wrong, he can just fall back in the contract. So that it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense.
What do you mean fall back in the contract and what sense?
A verbal agreement doesn't break something that's written on paper. He can't break it.
Also,
but fall back on the contract in what sense, Rhino? I'm trying to, because we're talking about, let's be
okay, cool.
Let me explain it to you, Rhino. So there's the power struggle is the veto. That's essentially what we're getting at here. The veto in the sense of, I want to get X amount. I have a say on X players. And the contract says I have a say on X players. But now, but now Inos are coming in and they're saying, we're gonna have a certain whatever work. And this is all verbal at this point, Rhino, is what we're saying, But if Ten Hag agrees or has said verbally in the media, he said
But
it
he
as well,
needs to
that he wants
find
to work in
something.
tandem with them, and that he want and we
It don't
even know
override the
exactly
legal
what
binding.
might
My
not
thing
be.
is this though. My thing is
Don't
this
work like
though,
that in big
Marcel.
boys.
It don't
Marcel,
override the
he
legal
has
binding
to
contract.
find something,
My
bro.
thing is
Because
this, though.
think about
Yeah.
it, this, Marcel. Imagine if I say
It's
to you,
legally
yeah,
binding.
imagine you're Ten Hag, Marcel. I roll in and I say, all right, cool. You see everything in this contract? Nah, we're doing this. And by the way, I ain't giving you no assurances of a job after next season either.
Come
We're gonna
on.
be like, hold on, what?
Yeah.
So, bro,
Yeah,
you have to
I'll
do
stick with my
everything I
original
say,
team.
and I still might sack your clock. So, bro, if Ten Hag's willing to work with them, if he
They
gets a
extend
contract,
it.
yeah,
If
they
they
extend
get a
the
new
contract,
contract,
bro.
yeah.
You know what I mean? If he knows next
Exactly.
season is his last season, what's his incentive
There's no
to
incentive.
work
Yeah,
hard
no.
and do anything? Because he knows
There's
he's leaving
not.
anyway.
He will
just
only,
sabotage
he
the
will
thing.
only forego his
He's a dead
right
man
for a
walking.
longer contract.
Yeah.
But
That's
this
the
is
only
why
time he's
this
gonna
Mandem,
forego
this is
that.
why I'm confused. I'm confused, right? Because he's got 1 year left. Why are we even talking about him getting a contract? He should earn it. Do your thing next season, and then we'll
Because-
discuss that when the
let me
contract.
explain.
Why are
Let me
you not
explain.
listening, bro?
Alright,
The
let me
current
explain.
contract he
Yeah.
has, yeah, goes
Goes
against
against
the new
Indians.
structure.
There
of
you go.
Europe.
That's the point
Yeah,
I was going
but-
to make. There.
So he would still need to sign something
Right.
that adheres
What
him
you
to the
are saying,
Ineos
right.
way of doing things. And
Yeah.
if it's not an extension,
right.
it's not in his favor.
Exactly.
Right.
Yo,
It's
have you
not-
been keeping an eye on the reports?
With
Have
you,
any of you keeping an eye on the reports from Christmas onwards? Yeah, they were talking about, is Eric Ten Hag going to sign a new contract?
Yeah.
They were talking about that because terms have changed.
Yeah.
In terms of what changed, terms have changed. And some of you, honestly, it's like the basic stuff. Seriously, guys, we're arguing over very basic employment.
Oh, and also, if you look at if you read up what they said about the new communications person, they said that the name of the role is the same, but the job description
different.
has changed.
Changed.
It's a new contract.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they're handing out new contracts to everyone. Just like Wilcox come in and he's doing a job that Fletcher was doing by name, but he's a completely different job.
He wasn't doing anything, man.
Yeah, split into two avenues between him and Ashworth. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, right.
But
all I'm articulating paperwork.
So you have to sign a new
all
contract.
I'm articulating, Rance, is that Ten Hag has an option still to adhere to verbally understand the new terms. And
you're right, but legally,
it might not reflect his favor and be in his favor. But I'm just saying that's also a possibility.
But legally, Man United have to protect themselves by getting Ten Hag to sign another contract. They have to, because by law, that's the whole point of a contract, is to protect both parties. It's just like when you said sign a tenancy agreement, it's to protect you.
Because they're not protected right now. Right now, if they bring in players and it goes left, and Eric Ten Hag said he vetoed it or he didn't want those players, and it was in his contract for him to say no, they get into some legal.
United have to pay out money.
Arbitration. Listen, sport arbitration. I'll just say this, right? And the other thing, what some of you maybe are not getting, and some of the people in the chat not getting, is that anytime a manager has only had 1 year left, go and check out all clubs. Players, some of them are like children. They're like, yo, I've got a couple of year contract. You're gone. 8 months are gonna go like that, mate.
It never goes well.
People don't listen to. They're
not gonna respect it.
Listen, other than when you got like old dons like Ancelotti or like well-respected people like Zidane. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Where these people are revered and well-respected, but certain players already, Eric Ten Hag has fallen out. I listened to that bit. I don't know if any of you listened to that. Some brother, South African brother, sent me that clip, of what's his name, Benny McCarthy explaining the Sancho, Sancho and Eric Ten Hag thing. And Sancho had every right, because as a young player, he's protecting his brand and he's protecting himself as a footballer.
Yep.
And everybody's like, he should just apologize. Like, no, he's like, yo, he's not. He kept talking about the street, but basically,
Brenny broke it down.
His brand. He's protecting his brand. That once you get labeled and you say you apologize, that you're a lazy, you're not turning up in training, you're tagged. You are tagged because you're that's an admittance. You're admitting. You're admitting to these things. So the idea, Eric Ten Hag, for me, is that already there is this. And I'm not going to lie to you. Most of us know, like, we know in Manchester, innit? Saeed can tell you, like, Sancho and Rashford are tight. And a lot of people are put down to what's been happening with Rashford due to what's happened with Sancho. Because a lot of players, like Varane and these sort of experienced players, were like, yo, something has to be done. Where Eric Ten Hag, you might have to, like, the apology might have to come from both, where You have to go what you did by throwing. And the people who said that he didn't throw him under the bus, we just got beat in a fucking game. Why are you bringing that up if you're not? And people, to me, what gets me is like they have no fucking idea. A player, how many times has Fergie used to be asked about all types of players? Why is this player not playing? We know that a couple of nights before he bailed Roy Keane out of jail. You know what I mean? When he's pissed and he smacked up a woman in a concert, yeah? Why is Roy Keane not in it? Oh, he's injuries. Do you know what I'm saying to you? Internally, keep things internally. Never throw publicly under the bus.
Under the bus.
Yeah. And some people will say, just for me to be objective, if you know, and maybe the stick you give him, you know what I mean? That's what the mentality could be. But from the way that every way, and you know what? Eric Ten Hag hired Benny McCarthy, and Benny McCarthy goes, Sancho was part of my team that I mentored. I was mentoring the strikers and the wingers, and I tried to speak to him on many these different levels. And he's not saying Sancho is wrong. He's like, he understands why Sancho's saying, I'm not. And he said, "Oh, I spoke to the manager, but the manager's stubborn."
The manager
what did he say in the word?
Yeah, he said he's a strong personality, and all he said was he wants his apology. That was it. Now, you weren't trying to hear nothing else, bro.
So now, my point being, then all of a sudden, Eric Ten Hag has to have a transplant personality. He has a transplant personality and accept what he does, and that 1-year contract and go.
This is my point.
I'm gonna just work with these guys. No. What they have to do is pay out that money to him, even if he will stay here, because the people that gave him the contract are no longer fucking here.
Yeah.
They're not here.
And he had a standoff with the club to get that contract. Because remember when we wanted him, he was like, yo, if I don't have the power to do X, Y, Z, it's not happening. Like, there was a standoff at the beginning because we had Ralph in, and then Ralph got potted for him.
Listen,
you know what I'm
this
saying?
is why it's taking so long to sack him, because he's not taking no shorts. He wants his 10
he's
million.
not. He wants 10 million.
He's not taking no shorts. He doesn't want 9 and a half.
He wants all the money, bro, and not a penny less, bro. I hear it.
Yeah,
I know
that.
I know it. One thing you said about Sancho, and Rashford, spot on. I think I was having a conversation with Flawless. If you look at it, his falling out with Cass and Varane, Cristiano before that, bro. Don't tell me that him falling out with Cristiano hasn't affected his relationship with Cass and Varane, because it has. Do you know what I mean? And even the fallout with David De Gea would have affected all 4 of their relationships.
All 4 of them, because they know more.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Do you remember?
And then you look at Sancho, Martial, Rashford like this.
He threw Anthony under the bus. He said when they asked him about Anthony's form, remember when they asked him about Anthony's form, he said Anthony has got himself into some issues. He needs to get himself out of it, and we will help him. Man said he's got himself into some stuff, you know. Not even like he's defending.
Yeah, he just threw him
Yeah, he just said he's got himself into something and he has to help himself get out of it, and we'll support him. Since then, Anthony's on this, I'm not playing left.
Oh, you see his face, man. Yo, you know they made the WWE.
Anthony got that translated, you know, after the game, and he said, yo, my man sent for me, you know, this is crazy.
I'll never forget that face when he came on, man. It was crazy.
And this is the thing for me. Are you doing super chats?
Yeah, big up South London Boxing. Big up, man. Every time he says, I don't think we can sign anyone until he's sacked because he still has veto power in his contract. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I said to you, I think obviously, Barca, you alluded to before that you were worried about like players going to this team or whatnot. Like, I generally think for me, like the club having a plan of what they want in their transfers. Like, I feel like for me, they've studied what they want. They're not going to be coming here like recklessly just spending here and there. They've got a plan of roughly what they want. But right now, it's getting rid of this manager or finding out what you want to do with this manager for the sake of the argument, and then planning what you want to do. There's no point now going and bidding. So I don't believe this £60 million bid for Leny Yoro. I don't believe it. I think it's whoever that agent, that guy is of Spain, he's just making it up. I really don't. But like I said to you, right now, they might be working on things in the background, but ultimately, they're sorting out this mess with the manager. And once they sort it out, that's what I think then will be start to cook.
I hear you. Let me just have a little short comeback on everything that's just said there. Well,
yeah,
Ronaldo was coming towards the end of time and needed to leave the club. Varane's not ever been fit long enough per season. Let me just finish, please. Varane's not been around long enough per season to be able to perform well enough. Casemiro's legs are gone. Sancho's undermined the manager. You don't want that kind of footballer at the club. and Anthony's not good enough to play in the Premier League. So these are all players that you're all speaking about having fallouts with. They're all inadequate.
That has no context to what we were, the conversation we were having. Absolutely no context, bro.
Marcel, let me come after you.
Absolutely no context. We're talking about human relationships in a working environment, and you're talking about some next shit. I'm telling you, if you're at work, and man are falling out with all your friends, you're gonna feel a way about it. All this extra stuff that you're talking about has nothing to do with it. De Gea got handled badly, which is gonna have a ripple down effect. They didn't like how Ronaldo was treated. If it's true, like what Ronaldo said, that he lost the youth, and the manager didn't believe him, and this, that, and the other, that ain't gonna look good. That, bruv,
it was
potato, tomato, whatever, brother. Like, the point is, if Ronaldo got treated the way he said he got treated, I'm not gonna say that Ronaldo's lying or not lying. If Ronaldo gets treated like that, Varane's not cool, Casemiro's not cool. That's 4 men you've fallen out with. How Sancho was treated, and then magically Rashford decides to fall out with the manager after that. You think that's not linked? And then Martial falls out with him too.
Martial gets
even Garnacho's tweets as well.
And then Garnacho liking tweets and that. There's a clear loss of respect for the manager in the training room. There's a clear loss of respect for the manager in that changing room, bro. Varane, I can't remember what game it was in the Champions League. My man came on. I've never seen Varane more. But, bro, man was just hooping the ball up in the air. He was like, bro, just run me my check, bro. What's this?
That guy was swearing in
all these
French,
players,
bro.
Yeah,
he was doing all that French swearing, bro. I couldn't try.
All these players are overpaid.
Have you watched a documentary about Varane?
All these players are overpaid and shouldn't be at the club.
That's not the point, Marcel.
Ronaldo, it was time to go.
Marcel, I beg you to go and watch the Varane documentary, Varane is not that type of guy.
Yeah, he's just
Varane
a guy,
has never behaved that madness. He's not that type of guy, bro.
And Marcel, what about Garnacho then? Why did Garnacho like the tweets? And he doesn't fit that profile you're talking about, overpaid and that. Why did he like tweets? It's happening with loads of people.
Yeah, that's one player. Rhino. It was one. That's one player, and it got sorted out in house, and they dealt with it. I also complained about the way he was. He at the very beginning of their relationship between Ten Hag and Garnacho, he was arguing back at the sideline as well when he was giving him instructions. So Garnacho does have that fiery personality.
No, but he got benched though.
Because he blamed Garnacho for the goal that we conceded against Bournemouth. I swear that's what happened, innit? I don't know about.
Yeah, he took him off.
But I'm talking about last season.
No, but he said something after the game, like my man bugged out for the goal, and he did bug out for the goal. But
also Marcel, just to add to that, think about what happened with Garnacho before pre-season. Remember, Ten Hag didn't play him because he said he needs to work on his mentality and whatever. Garnacho didn't complain them times. Now he's liking tweets, so obviously something's changed. Something's definitely changed. Yeah.
Brother, he badded up his idol. That's what it was. And it's all
you know what?
Even Anthony, with his attitude and that. Ten Hag's guy. Like, there's something happening. We have to open our eyes to it.
Look at the way
same way you say,
Marcel.
You have to open your eyes. You have to open your eyes. You have to open your eyes, Marcel.
I know that you, obviously, you're a big Ten Hag advocate, Marcel, and you have explained why you rate the manager and want him in rare. Obviously, people run with the narrative that you don't want any other manager, but you were clear to say De Zerbi as well. But I feel like we're talking about humanistic Mandem talking in a group chat like we've got a group chat. And I feel like you're almost regurgitating PR lines from the club in a way, or what the manager said. And obviously, if you believe what the manager said, fair enough. But we can't not believe
Leah,
these
you're
players.
Patronizing us.
No, I don't know how to explain it, but you get what I'm saying.
It's more professional.
But I'm saying that, Marcel, we can't underestimate.
Maybe by accident.
Marcel, we can't. Just let me finish my point.
It's not even regurgitating.
I feel like we can't.
I'm talking about.
Let me just finish one sec. Let me finish
Varane's been at.
One sec. Marcel, one sec. I feel like we can't underestimate,
Ronaldo at the time it was time for Ronaldo.
He's gonna go.
For time at the time, it was time for Ronaldo to go, Leon. So he was coming towards his time.
No, but my whole point is, let me finish my whole point. I'm not
regurgitating PR lines.
But I feel like when the manager says something, you take it more as gospel than what we do, rather than break the point down sometimes. And that's my point. But I'm saying that these Mandem, the players are Mandem. Like, it's clear to see that Sancho, Rashford, Malacia, all these men roll out together. You see it on pictures. The way they dress, the way they kind of, you know what I mean? They do their thing in it. But like, I can't underestimate like kind of what Ranson already said. Like these guys do talk off the pitch in group chats, and I've been in workspaces where if someone treats you like a knob, you know what I'm saying? You chat after work, you leave the workspace, and you're like, yo, that guy's a prick, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like you're doing it. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like that just because that doesn't come out in the headlines and we don't see that side is definitely there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure Saeed spoke to Ahmad, and I'm sure Ahmad speaks differently to him than when he's in the club being a professional, innit? So
yeah, even when you see Manu looks like I've worked too hard for you to say you bust me. You didn't bust me.
Yeah. Real talk. Yeah. Real talk.
For you to say you bust me. You know what I've had to do to get here, and you're out here talking on. I brought him through. Manu's worked hard. We knew about him for a minute.
Bruv, them man have known about Kobe since he was a baby. You know.
Come on, man. Kobe's been on stuff. Like we've all known about him in academy, and my man wants to come and get full-blown ratings. Nah, brother.
He's been getting them Pogba links for years and years and
Come
years.
on.
Everyone knew that he was there.
He was the next stop. Yeah. Nah, 100%.
Go and check out my tweet. Go on my Twitter and check out my tweet. I broke it down. The players, you know what? In the youth team, me and Saeed were watching him there. We were going to the youth games. Sometimes they put him as a number 6, sometimes a number 8, and if they're losing the game, they put him as a number 10 to create. Listen,
brother, I don't even watch the youth
level
games
of
like
talent.
that. I knew about Kobe. I don't even watch them like that. I'll be honest with you, but I knew about him. There's certain players you know about. And he was one of them.
Him and Greenwood were the ones that well known. There was there are no secrets in this. But the idea for me, like I just look at Eric Ten Hag and I think, listen, I understand, that Manchester United have had a rotten dressing room leaking everywhere. But that's systematic of not just the coaches that have been there, it's because of the structure and the way that we've been run. So the manager try to come in, try to change that culture when there's no other culture above him has changed and there's no rules of engagement. You know what I mean? All of that's not being changed, then you ain't going to go and do it because at the end of the day, it's football, isn't it? It's the way the rules are in football. You're going to need these people to motivate them to try to get the best out of them. Yes, the ones who need the stick. I always say that Fergie wasn't the greatest tactician. Fergie was the greatest sports psychologist the game has ever produced. Because he understood and knew. And even then, they were controversial. Do you think people like me who love Roy Keane that were happy when he got rid of Roy Keane? When we heard Roy Keane's being done. Everybody was picking up. People we were singing. We were singing. Go and check out the games after that, right? When the season began, Saeed, we were singing. I just came back from La Costa Nostra in London. You know that? I was bare tired on the motorway sleeping, right? Because London is just London, innit? You know, right? To get out after the race, 6 o'clock in the morning, get out. News of the world, you know. I went to one of these little stops when you come out of London to get more petrol. And it's there. Stamp, shot, gone. Manchester United. Next season, everybody's singing. Stam is a big Dutchman. Get past him if you fuck. We were singing that and Fergie could hear that. That was for Fergie to say, yo, you fucked up. And guess what he said after he retired? Yes, if I had to change one, that was too hasty. Too hasty.
Regret.
Because you know what? And to be fair, Stam's a bit stupid as well. He got on the wine, innit? He got on the wine and started telling people. Fergie was telling us to dive in it because in Europe, everybody's diving against us. So Fergie's like, yo, you must dive. You know what I mean? And Stam explains it. He literally bought the book to Fergie and said, look, this is the book. And Fergie then had to pretend like, oh, it's because what you wrote in the book. None of that, man. He already got the green light from Fergie, man, whatever he said in his book, man. Because Fergie was doing that about other players. So for me, myself, the biggest thing is when you fall out, regardless how much he's done, is when you fall out with a consummate pro, Varane. I beg all any use in the chat, go and check out the documentary about Varane. Varane is not that type. And he had the man going mad and other people trying to get out.
Bro, he was mad.
You know what, though? Do you know what, Do you know what? The only one with Varane, because I was sitting here quietly and like I love Varane, he's one of my favorite players and always will be, right? But Varane wasn't like, he didn't fall out. It wasn't like he had an attitude problem or anything like that. At the end of the day, right? I don't agree with it, but Ten Hag decided not to play Varane because he didn't want to play him. So if a manager says, right, even though, yes, on paper, Rafa runs the best centre-back at the club with Martinez, if he doesn't play him, then if Varane wants to kick up a fuss because he's never been in that situation before where he's actually not been the first choice, so he's not getting played, then if that's what happens, then that's what happens. I don't think Varane's
about not playing him, though. It's not about not playing him. It's about what you say.
Decision.
But it's the excuses you make. It's not about not playing a man. It's about what you then go and say why you didn't play.
He can't play out from the back on the left side.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The same way he said with Cass, oh yeah, we need more football, broski. Listen, do this.
That one,
bruv, you don't
that's
do
like
that.
me.
This brother's won how many Champions Leagues for Real Madrid?
That's like me though saying to you.
Now, Musa, I will let you land. One second. The only one I want to come back on that though is we know with the way Ten Hag speaks, and this is me as well. I think sometimes what he says can be.
It's not an excuse, though.
Then he shouldn't be in the job.
Not an excuse.
Not sometimes.
Because he says, I wanted to have more football. I don't think that means he thinks Casemiro shit at football.
No, but I know sometimes. Listen, T, if I say T, I didn't bring you, man, because I needed more man that can fight. You, man, where we going? I didn't bring you, man, because I need more man that can fight. Man's going to be like, what?
What, you call man a pussy, or is that it? Yeah. Think man's not on nothing. That's crazy.
Now, Ty, I hear what you're saying, but communication is very important, man. It's very important.
Rhino.
Ten Hag struggles with Rhino. I think this broken up Dutch, the way he speaks, and that sometimes.
No, but here's the thing, Ty. Here's the thing, Ty. For me, do you know what it is? Yeah, if you're not good at it, yeah, you got to recognize what you're good at and what you're not good at sometimes. And let's just say that you got Benny McCarthy, or I don't know who the rest of his guys are. You get Man says
happened with them, man, yeah.
With the shorts on, trying to chat to them, I'm like, yeah, you man, you man, buy them drip and that, yeah, no. Do you know what I mean? I think for me, like, it's like if you're not good at it, then you need to look at your team, your coaching team, and then when you have them certain conversations, who in your team has already bonded with him? What other senior players can you get to get the message across as well?
Like Benny looks like he's called a Mandem. Let me pattern with Benny, boom, boom, boom. Like, you know what I mean?
It doesn't work like that. I'm sure in your industry, Rhino, there's certain ways that like. If you don't have an artist that's motivated, there's ways to motivate them. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe they spend time with someone else who's more successful, or maybe do you know what I mean? They go like, you've got to have that skill set. Nerdin, you're gonna say something, Nerdin?
No, go ahead, bro. Finish your point.
I was just saying you've got to have that skill set, and I feel like if you look at, for me, obviously it's just an opinion. When I look at the squad, I don't see them like the way that the Chelsea players came out and they basically said they rated Poch and they would have stayed with Poch. That's basically the message that was coming from the dressing room, that he was like cooking a little something there. I don't see the squad buying into who Ten Hag is as a person at all. I just see them like I said to you before when we was before penalties in Coventry, there was like little groups from the dressing room just there, like who rates him, who's not. When he was doing his speech at the end of the season, I don't see them really feeling of them feeling motivated.
Chemistry, bro. You can tell body language. I promise you, body language.
Body language is huge.
You know what? It's statistically proven. Yeah, 75% of communication of humans is body language.
And the rest is tone of voice. It's only 7% speech.
You know what? It's body language. And you know what aspects of you see? The only man that gripped him after the final whistle went, that picked him up, was his man, was Lisandro. But the point I want to say is that, and you know what? It's an insult to Varane when he said that, because that's what he said about the year before. That's what he said about Maguire.
He did.
And you know what? Varane speaking.
And then he ended up using him Varane at left. What was the game against Bayern when he used him at left centre back? What was that game?
He played at left centre back every game since that.
I know. I'm telling you. Do you get where we're coming from, though, Marcelin? You know what I mean? Like he don't work. It don't make sense. Like he contradicts himself, man.
I remember. I can't remember exactly what the situation was with Varane particularly, but I do know he did have to go back on what you were saying with the left centre back situation. What I would say on that was, what was the situation with the squad in those moments? Was it where he had no other choice but to play Varane at that position and have his consistent person at right centre back there? That's what
no. He was playing Harry on the right, because Harry likes to play on the left, but Harry can't play on the left because he ain't got the feet.
But my point is, was it a situation where it was only Varane that could be available to play in that position, even though he had to go against what he had said in that particular moment? In terms of the communication thing, I've always said that, you know, and I've mentioned this many a time, that he needs to work on his communication skills, and throughout, as he stays in the league longer, that will improve, or that element of him, that side of things will improve. But
No, in 18 months, in 2-year seasons, he hasn't improved.
But what about his own personal development? Not just saying, "I'll stay in the league for long enough." What about realizing, like, I don't feel like he's somebody that looks in the mirror and is very self-aware of the way he is. I think he's just one of them guys. That's
Marcel, I met him, innit? Marcel, I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, listen, Marcel, let me just say this. Trust me. I told Saeed this. I met him, yeah. You know me. I'm quite personable. I just see human beings in it. I don't have a prejudged. Man looked awkward. And that's why I didn't press him about the 7 fucking nil. Because I was going to tell him, yo, you know what the fuck club you're at now, mate? You ain't no Eredivisie tactics. You come bringing this shit to man. When we're 3-0 down, we just close shop, get down the M60 fucking, get down. That's it. That's a wrap. But I promise you, my guy was just a bit, like, awkward, innit? Like, quite
But Nuruddin, we've seen him. You know, when Flex and KG meet him, he's a bit, he kind of stands in that space where he don't close the space.
The man's a bit awkward, isn't it? And then
man's an Android, fam. I'm telling you, fam. I swear to God. Man's an Android.
Man said the breader with the hat pops off the brains just behind the little glass.
Anyone that's shooting,
that was more personable.
I don't care how
listen, it was his missus who was more actually smiling, like, you know what I mean? Smiling and saying hello. Because, you know me, I went respect and I said hello to her as well. But when I was about to, I thought, damn, you know what? I don't want to put my guy in an awkward, innit? So me and the group just cycled up in it, and they just cycled up into the woods. You know what I mean? So
Nuruddin, you're saying he's the guy at the wedding when the wife goes like, she goes and hugs the person to be like, right, and he just stood there just like.
No, he's not the guy.
Bro, apparently he's not from like the city region of.
He's from the countryside. He's from the countryside. Yeah. And by the way, his family are fed. You know that his family are like.
Oh, they're wadded.
His family have got like a lot of money. Yeah.
Oh, that's why his brother's in trouble. His brother's in trouble with connections to some sort of like, you know,
what I mean? The agency again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His brother's got
cartel thing, bro. That's why Malacia was in jail, blood. I bet you man just free my guy Tyrell, blood. Man was in jail, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, he looks like he's in jail, man.
Bro, came back with cane roll. That's how you know man was in the bin, bro.
He was at the FA Cup thing, innit? Yeah, I can see. I was thinking, raw.
When you don't see a man for a year and he comes back with cane roll, he's in jail.
In jail, bro.
The man them never cheat on their
master. Don't worry, man. Don't worry.
2 guns up.
I'm looking at master, you know.
Fresh out the thing, fresh home.
Fresh home and that.
Hey, Marcel, you've got an earpiece, innit? You've got him right now on speed now. He's telling you what to say, bro.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Marcel, the last time we spoke to him was probably yesterday. Marcel probably sent Ten Hag a big of a package, you know, sunblock on that bowl patch and all of that. You know what I mean? No problem.
Hey, Marcel, I'm 90% sure you talked to Ten Hag. I swear to you, I'm 90% sure, bro.
No,
you have to know. You know what? I swear to God, you're tired of Wenger, innit? You are our tie, bro. Just accept it with Wenger. My guy was meeting Wenger back streets, you know, at the back of the stadium.
I've been big conversations,
road, you know. They filmed him one time, innit? Ty talking to Wenger. Yeah, yes, boss, yes.
Conversations, bro. To be fair to Wenger, you always used to chat to him every game.
Yeah.
I can't believe that era, man. The Wenger era was mad, but they wanted him out, you know, man. That was crazy, you know. And we're talking about Ten Hag in a way where he's actually been underperformed.
He's done something. Yeah.
No, but honestly, I think but that's actually a perfect reflection on where standards in football have gone. Because if you look at us, bro, look how much people wanted to get rid of Van Gaal, after he had us playing a brand of football, at least we knew what it was. We were controlling games, bruv. 64% at Anfield, like cooking, man. Do you know what I'm saying? And no one was saying, you know what, back him, give him the players. At least we've got a brand of football. No one was saying that. People were like, you know what, get him out. He don't know what he's doing. Yeah. Fast forward, now we've got a manager with no style of play, no man management, no nothing, and they're saying give him another year because he won an FA Cup. So did LBG.
Well, Rance, it's the same thing. It's when you go to a workplace and you have the guy that's the low performance but the high maintenance, and then you know what I'm saying. You don't want to be in that bracket of that matrix where it goes low performance, high maintenance, because it's like
Van Gaal got 5th and FA Cup and got putted And this brother got eighth minus the goal difference, and Van Gaal's defensive record as well is one of the best we've had in the Premier League.
And that's why the Inos thing as well, when we're going back to the conversation earlier, is like
Paddy McNair and these guys.
Yeah, and what's his name? Tyler
Blackett and them, man.
The thing is with Ineos, they have to. I know I'm going back a bit about the contracts and stuff, yeah, but like you can't just move forward into the year without giving him a new contract or getting rid of him because at the end of the day, they've looked at it and they've gone, this manager's openly said, and Nuruddin, I think you're the one who brought it up online, he would rather play with about 14, 15 players. They may have a completely different vision to that. So there's no way in hell you can move forward.
Bro, even with Wilcox, there was talk of saying that Wilcox is going to be the one that decides the training schedule in terms terms of what time they train, how often they train. Like he's the guy that's going to mastermind all of the stuff, and the coach is literally just going to coach these guys and pick the team, bro. So they're not going to have, the coach is not going to have very much input in what's going on. It's going to be the machine that controls it, which is great because it means the coach is the most interchangeable and he's the most disposable. So if it's not working, I think we're going to see Man United going forward. If a coach ain't getting the results, we're going to see coaches getting sacked.
Do you think that Ten Hag will be upset?
You think that's going to be chop and change every like season?
I think it's a possibility. I think they're setting up everything outside to make it so we're not relying on the coach because that's where football's going now. Yeah. And the coach is going to be disposable. Okay, look at Chelsea. This is Chelsea's fourth coach in 2 seasons.
You know what I mean? Who do you guys think the manager will be then at his current scale right now? Then, because I've always said De Zerbi.
Someone paid their release cost 5 million.
I think it's De Zerbi based on the fact that
someone paid the release cost.
Fonseca's going to AC Milan, but you know what it is? I feel like these men knew, because I heard that Wilcox was a big fan of De Zerbi ages ago. I feel like these men
and Berardo.
Yeah, I feel like these men paid the money, had a conversation with him already, and they've had this parked off. And I also believe, that even though we haven't found out Ten Hag's been sacked, bruv, these men told him. They told him, bro.
So you think they're just in that negotiation period?
I think they're negotiating a severance package, bro, right now. That's why it's taking so long.
No, but it makes sense because if you sell him off pay him off for 6 or 7 million, that's money saved. That 4 million goes to the new man. Do you get what I'm saying? It's smart business. So the smart business takes a while, doesn't it? That's why fans are getting bare frustrated about it. It's not a bit now rare, but big boy business don't happen overnight. £1 million deals don't happen like.
And also because it's the last year of his contract, then I believe they would have to pay his thing all off at once as well. Maybe they don't want to pay all that money. Because remember, you stagger the payments over the length of over the length of the contract. So maybe they don't want to pay my man.
That might take away from our transfer budget. That might take away from new money.
But there you go. Maybe that's why. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they don't want to pay this guy the money. So they said, "Yo, we can just." Do you know what I mean? Do a little severance package that we can work out.
And everything that Ten Hag's done tells us that he ain't going without his maximum.
Oh, no, he's getting his bread.
He's stubborn as hell.
He's getting his bread.
Mate, whatever they call this agency.
Bro, but you know what it is? Maybe they're looking at the contract as well and what happened. Because remember, he said, I wouldn't come into Man United if I didn't have control. So they have to realize what control he had. Remove this, remove that clause, they're probably getting out all of these clauses. We don't know, innit? You know what I'm saying? So, bro, like I said, man, this club, it will surprise you, man. And it always does surprise us. So we'll have to find out.
So Sancho's coming back 100% in it because he said
goodbye. Yeah, Dortmund can't afford him. He said goodbye to Dortmund.
This brother here don't want him, though.
He's our best winger. We need him.
Osi doesn't want him. Osi said, can we discuss selling this guy? He's useless.
He's not useless. You're mad. He's just been in the Champions League final.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dortmund can't afford Sancho. They can't even afford Maatsen either, so they're going to lose both of them.
No. Eric Ten Hag.
You know what? They've got bare money as well. They just got the bonus from Jude Bellingham winning his Champions League. They got extra 10 million or 8 million for that just from Real Madrid.
They got the win-win in the final.
The clause, mate. In the clause. They've got money, man. They said, what are they doing with all this money? They're not spending. What are they doing?
Bro, it's like Brighton, though. Look at Brighton. For some reason, they're not spending it, though. Just look at this summer. They recruited a lot of money, but they didn't spend it.
Yeah, but Brighton's whole model is top 10. That's it. They don't want to. They don't want to spend more money to be better. That's their model.
Yeah,
Tony Bloom, whatever it is.
Bro, it's crazy. And then the Brighton fans are not
and that's what the fallout with De Zerbi was, because De Zerbi's like, listen, you giving me this, I need to achieve this. You're giving me these targets, yeah? Like top 10, all of this, Europa League, I've had the injuries, and then you didn't back me. You know what I mean? You didn't bring the players that I think you should bring. And then they're like, yo, don't watch the players.
Yeah, we got Europe. You sold my best players and didn't replace them. And then I'm playing more games with a lighter squad. It's a madness.
It makes sense because if their ambition's top 10 and he's clearly somebody that wants to go and manage at the top of the game, so it's just not going to align, is it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen, when I saw his little press conference before Liverpool game, I knew he was gone. You're not coming back from that. The way he was talking about Brighton, man.
Yeah, facts, 100%. Big up Emery summarized it. Eric Ten Hag make excuse for everything else other than his own actions, then straight cowardice, not accountability. A man trying to take credit for Manu like he's LVG with Paddy McNair. Exactly, man. It's crazy, man.
You know the other thing with Ten Hag, yeah? I always feel like he's covering himself all the time in everything he says. He's always got a way of covering his back and thinking ahead to think like, because it's been very easy for him this season to say injuries and the players haven't performed to what I do. I haven't got what I want. Do you know what I'm saying? And like that's something that cannot run with a new manager. We don't.
And
have
then the players that he
victim
brought through
mindset.
as well.
Victim mindset.
Victim
the
mindset.
players.
There
He always talks
not
about
even that,
I'm giving players a chance and that.
Funniest thing, can I just say one of the funniest things he said? Right? He basically said, when I came into this football club, it was a mess. Like if you watch, the first press conference, there's so many great players here. Remember when he first got the job when he bought the beige suit? You know what I mean? Like Rio Ferdinand settings, yeah. When he walked into that like presser, he was like, great players here, amazing potential. Look, they finished second, and he kept pointing at them.
Oh yeah,
players that finished second. And then he comes in and he goes, now that the P45 is closer than ever, my God, I walked into a mess. This club was a mess.
No, then don't do that though. That's a PR thing.
He did.
That's what they all have to do that. They all have to do that.
Nah, bro, but where was this talk, bro?
And he's not lying. He's not lying. The club was a mess. The club still is a mess.
I understood that's why you
trying to narrative though, man.
It's a narrative. He runs with the narrative.
When he suited you to remix it the other way and go, this squad finished second. I mean,
it's like Mourinho. It's like Mourinho trying to justify going out the Champions League when he said heritage and that. Like, I get it, it's heritage, but bro, you don't need to say that. You got beat by Sevilla.
My guy started repeating it in the press conference. He said it in one of the interviews when he was on the pitch, and then he said it when they're on the press. This club was a mess when I first come in. Listen, stop begging.
Tell us something we don't know.
Stop begging. The people who hired you are not even here. What are you telling this to?
Yeah. To the new people that are trying to get rid of him. So he's letting them know the realness.
This decision has been made already, man. Why are you a beg? You getting paid anyway. You already said
he doesn't. Well, from what he's saying, he doesn't think so.
He already said that, but then in the same thing, that's what I'm talking about, communication, master. He said, I'm going to go somewhere where I can win trophies. No problem. He said, no problem. I can go somewhere and I'll do what I've been doing all of my career, is winning trophies. That's what I will do.
But even that statement's not factually correct either. That man just needs to look on Wikipedia. That's not the case.
He said if they don't want me, though, Nerden, just to get it the whole quote correctly. He said if they don't want me, that's
no, but you know what it is? It's desperation.
But if you've been wanted, if you've been given a reassurance, if you're trying to justify, you won't come out with that. You wouldn't. You would just like, listen, at the end of the day, we will have a talk. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna meet up with the new people. We're gonna talk, because even they asked him the weeks before that, the week before the FA Cup final, they were asking him and he's like, yeah, meetings. How often you meeting? It's like every day, other than if we're traveling to games, I'm meeting with him every day. We're working on the plans. So then how do you go from that? Then like that's 360, bro. You're talking about.
Yeah, he said they were building a relationship. Bro.
Yeah,
he said they got close
about that. And then I'm giving an answer like that. I will just do what I've done all week. And by the way, the club was in a mess.
Yeah, it's like, you know what it is? It's like it being in a job role and someone says, I'll give you a review of your job, yeah? And then other people outside of your job, your family, your friends, people who know you, other workers are asking you, what's going on with your job? You're just saying things to make it sound better when you don't really know what the answer is. Do you know what I mean? And we've watched in front of our eyes.
It's awkward.
Emotions of this manager because he doesn't know what's going on. We've watched it. Every press conference is a different emotion. Do you know what I'm saying? He's like saying, yeah, think we're on the same way, but it's always never certain in what he's saying. It's always wishy-washy. If you read between the lines, he's kind of just trying to spin it to the fans and everybody. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's true, man. But we'll see, man. I think for me, I said Friday drummer, innit? You know what I mean? That's when we're gonna hear the news. I always hear news after Friday drummer. I swear down, I always hear.
Hey, so he's popping out, you know, just there like,
Hey, Marcel.
What, Marcel, do you think to Corey Mile to get sacked? He's straight there, isn't he? Down Corey Mile, bopping, happy, isn't he?
Yo, trust me, the Chihuahua, he's gonna get caught, mate.
Now I'm gonna celebrate this one more than the Ollie one. I can't lie, man. The Ollie one was a bit more relief, but this one I'm gonna celebrate this one because I can't lie, man. This manager's he's caused, bro, 7-0, 4-0. He's made me wallahi hate football, man. Like I've hated football for this manager.
No, but I'm not. I'm gonna celebrate it more because my people are gonna be free.
Yeah, trust me.
That's why I'm gonna celebrate it more.
Yeah.
My
Marcel,
people are
do you
gonna
think
be
we're
free
harsh?
from the vaccine.
Just remember people now, yeah. Just remember people.
Do you think
right
we're
now,
harsh,
yeah?
Marcel?
Friday
Like
night,
after hearing
Saeed
all of
TV,
this,
yeah. It might not be a stream because Saeed could be gone. So just remember, Friday night people don't. It could be gone. You know what I mean?
Oh man, you know people have seen it, man. This man is torturing me, bro. 4-0, bro. You see the stream? I bought Nuruddin here for one stream, yeah.
It's been a torture.
And 4-0, bro. The guy came down. They said, "Yo, Nuruddin, we're gonna chill today, a bit of light vibe football, bro." They did 4-0 on his head.
Yo, Saeed, right next to me. I'm talking about Matete. Saeed's like, get him up, like just switched up.
Get this ball from, bro, man. You don't realize that under Ollie, it was more the fact that I knew he weren't a great manager.
Yeah.
So it was like we're just wasting our time because man was saying he's a legend and that. You know, I remember in lockdown, bro. We had David May coming at me around saying we're not real fans and that. So they were all his boys backing him. But this manager here, bro, he was meant to be a credible manager. And I was the one. I think everybody, they fully trusted this manager.
We thought he was going to be a proper coach. Yeah.
Bro, embarrassed me, man. I felt embarrassed.
This is what I don't get, yeah. What I don't agree with. Sorry, Nuruddin. What I don't agree with that.
Go ahead.
Go on. Sorry, go on.
Now, the only thing I was going to say, I held my hands up in January and I was like, this is January of last season.
Last year.
I was seeing players, World Cup, and players are being played right, left, and center. And that's the biggest thing for me. Genuinely, if you ask me why I want to get rid of Erik ten Hag, it's because I don't trust him with the young players and I don't trust with his burnout mentality. I don't. And I genuinely do believe he was the man that will, even though our medical department are bad, yeah, even though players, the evidence is there, Marcel, where they're doing the rehab and then people are breaking down and then they need the operation again. Do you know what I mean? That's like madness, yeah? But I 100% believe he was rushing players back. Because remember Luke Shaw? Remember that game when Luke Shaw played? And first he was saying, oh, Luke Shaw might be out of this game. He played. And then he walks down the tunnel after half time. It was the Villa game. It was the Villa game away, right? And I'm like, so what's the point then? If the guy has fitness issues, why are you playing him? Knowing that he's going to come off anyway. So for me, it proved to me this guy, when he said, I don't do the training. He lost me, bro. I don't think people understand, Massa. I'm not jumping on a bandwagon of what people are saying, get this guy out. I admitted it to myself. This guy, after 6 months, did not give me the type of football that I wanted. And that's what I told everybody. I said, after 6 months, we should see a bit of panted up football. And all I see him, me and Saeed are going to watch Reading, Charlton, watch this fucking, what they call Amino, like they sound like fucking tablets from Cyprus or Moldova, teams that sound like you
bro,
take Sheriff, and the other team, they were called Amino, whatever they were called, right?
Ammonia.
I said Ammonia.
Well, he'll do the same thing if he's given time, man. He's going to do the same thing in the Europa League again. If he says to stay, he'll do the same thing.
You know what, Marcel, honestly, I don't want with that because I've actually spotted this guy, like watched him. The substitutions, the refreshing of players, bringing players out, like all of that. I think he's going to ruin some of the younger patch that the youth that could come through, and that's what I don't want. He literally said in a presser, "Oh yeah, I don't believe in working on the patterns in training. I believe in game, in the match. That's why you have to work." I'm like,
how do you build it when you need to build it in the training?
I'm like, how even that? How can you not think? Well, it's a World Cup, yeah. Guy who lives in Human has got 2 coaching badges, knows that it's a World Cup year, the most congested football calendar in the history of world football. and there's going to be injuries. There's going to be fatigue because World Cup in December. So how can I know it? How can I know it? And he doesn't know it. And it's just thinking, no,
yeah, that's mad.
Burn these players to death. And I said it because I saw it with Liverpool. Liverpool did it. What happened at Liverpool that season? Everything fell apart, mate, because the players couldn't do it because they chased 4 trophies and took all 4 trophies to the last week, the last game. That's what they did. So when you haven't got that, and you know how high octane Liverpool, and even this is Klopp that's changing it. He was changing it, subbing, resting them. As soon as they get 2-3-0 up or 2-0 up in a game, he's taking people off. Ten Hag wasn't doing any of that. And that's the reason why I'm like, I don't see a future with you. And you've shown me for the next year again that you've not learned. So how could you want to expect good stuff, good football from your squad when you're not doing the fucking coaching on a training ground? And the reason why you need everybody is a cohesive, especially when you come out and go, oh, we're chasing trophies. You need a cohesive squad. You need to put players in, take players out, so that when you need them, you can rely on those players. It's 101 of management.
Exactly.
You don't go, the first 11, that's it. You're not doing anything.
But
he came out and said another thing. He goes, it's the higher positions. Like, what? Higher winning shit anyway. Where's this hierarchy that you've created? Then the favourite shit came out, and I'm like, I'm done with you. So I'm named about 5-6 things myself. I'm majority of United fans who want Ten Hag out. We're not making it up like because we don't like him personally. I don't know the fucker.
There's a big sample size, massive sample size.
I met him twice in close quarters, and I just said hello to him. But I don't know him personally. But it's what I have seen, and not learning.
And that's why
first season allow you. Even if they get a new coach now, whatever we finish, to me, a coach always will get the first season, unless it's a fucking complete collapse and players are like clearly not interested in what he has to do.
Well, you just said after the first 6 months, you was completely against.
No. The football. I said after the 6 months, the football what I wanted.
You want to see something?
I said, okay, Manchester United is a difficult club. More than most, I've been banging on about how rotten football club we are. And I said to him, I'll give him this grace, right? And Saeed, remember, was it you, the Ajax fan?
Yeah.
He's stubborn about his subs and about the players that he uses.
Well, Thingy said it as well. Danny Devlin in the details said that he just neglects the 6 role. He just plays a 1. He just doesn't.
Bro, you see it. Yeah.
I think for me, that's why I was saying, just to add to your point, Nuruddin, as well. That's why, Marcel, do you see why I kind of say, and it is my opinion. Do you see why I kind of went down the route of saying, does he cover himself? Because it's almost like if he doesn't play these players regularly enough, even the ones on the bench. So then when they come in and don't perform, it's almost like he's giving himself an alleyway to go, well, he didn't perform. But you don't look at, he didn't give him the best platform to perform. He didn't play him with the right players and stuff like that. Like, you got Amrabat in, and we're seeing it now, but it's too late. Like, you've wasted the resource, really. You wasted
too late, man.
You wasted money, basically. So
yeah. Let me get this last super chat before we wrap up. Big up to Ossie, still not happy. He says, so what he made the UEFA Champions League final? Sell him. He's a soft life player. He plays like he doesn't want to crease his air forces. Listen, that's your opinion, bro. And yeah, man.
I genuinely do think Jadon Sancho is a type of player that you put your arm around. And if you don't know how to manage him, then you're not going to get the best out of him.
Mourinho said it perfectly.
Everybody with a stick. You can't. And Mourinho admitted what he did to Pogba. What he did to Pogba and Martial. He admitted. And what he did to Rashford. He admitted there live on the Champions League final. And it was like, I didn't. That was the admission. To say, look, I had no time for these guys. And that's why I always said, Pogba, Martial, Rashford should have gone. Their agents, if they had any clarity, those 3 guys should have left Manchester United. Soon as Jose signed on the dotted line, read the fucking room. Ta-ra. See you later.
Facts.
That's what they should have done.
This one, super chat. Vlad the Inhaler says, I mean, just compare Spurs Arsenal team cohesion versus United. It's night and day how the players work. United versus what Ten Hag has done in 2 years. Yeah, you people forget as well. 2 years been in the job as well. Do you know what I mean? So,
but you could take Arsenal out of that because they've had their manager for 4. But bro, just look at Crystal Palace, bro. And look at Tottenham, bro. Like, do you know what I mean?
Projects, man.
And the fans,
and that's why we can't use that argument of the players are not good enough, because we've seen it too many times where players just all of a sudden under a good system, under a good coach, just you get the best out of them.
But you know what's kind of real as well, yeah? If you look at the way that we reached the finals, it wasn't convincing the way we won these trophies.
Yeah.
It's not been
Newport, bro. Where's Newport? Ain't that a beach?
Yeah.
Ain't Newport a beach, bro?
In Wales.
No, it's
Wales,
next
bro.
to Cardiff. Next to
It's in
Cardiff.
Wales.
bro.
It's in Wales.
People go to Newport, there's barbecues and that. People go to Newport for barbecues and that, man. What do you mean proud of Newport?
It's the valleys, man. It's the valleys.
I don't know, man, where this is, man. Wigan as well, no?
Hey, Wigan, yeah.
Who else did we have?
Wigan.
Or even
Wigan, Forest, we beat them 1-0, no? We beat Forest 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0 last minute. Yo, that game was dead, bro. The worst game I've ever seen.
That was the Castle when he bust his head, innit? And then, and then the Coventry VAR Bandulu thing we done as well.
Faz, you're forgetting that Amad Diallo was told, go on the pitch, win the ball, and just snooker it in the bottom corner. That's what you're forgetting.
Yeah, he was
told to do that.
He was told.
The manager had the. If you watch it back, he says it in his ear. So
then he got bent on that, bro.
No, but what I want to quickly ask you, so Marcel, after hearing all of this, like honestly from your heart, do you feel like we're still being harsh, like, or can't you just look at everything we're saying and see valid points we're making? What do you think about everything we're saying, like?
I understand what everyone's saying. I do think it's harsh, though. I think in terms of the balance of the squad's not been good enough throughout his tenure. In terms of what he's been able to add to the squad, a lot of it has been free signings and loans. For Manchester United manager, I don't think that's good enough. And the dynamic and the players that were kind of not defending, but the situations we're bringing up as regards of, a Martial situation, a Maguire circumstances, Scott McTominay, these are all players that he needs to get rid of, to clear up the squad, to free up the squad. Poor quality players that, are not really Manchester United caliber. For me at the time, for the system, when we mentioned Ronaldo's, it was time for that kind of player to go. Varane wasn't always available. Casemiro's legs have gone. That's a real thing. But in terms of his style of football, extremely risky. It needs quality players to do it right now. It needs top level players to do it. But he hasn't had that opportunity. But again, long before anybody mentioned a successor, I was the first to do it out of all of you guys. That's a fact.
You did say
that's a fact right now. So I was already there.
In January, I was already scouting.
You did flip flop with McKenna, though. You did flip flop with McKenna. You did do that, though, didn't you?
Once it was brought to me, Rhino, I was the first one to do it. So this is nothing like I'm already where you guys have been. I'm already here long time.
First one to do what, bro?
You're trying to say he's the first one to shout my deserving.
It's just for me. I think that this high risk, high reward style of football right now is something that I enjoy. I was one of the last believers in Ole, and then when I realized when he had that overlap interview, I kind of thought, there's some of the points that he's making in terms of the structure. He needed to add additions of top level footballers, and then he could have maybe taken the next step and got better. You think back and think, but so I believe in the managers. It's just that, I don't believe fully in comparison to what they have available to them. They're not going to be able to do great things with what they have available to them. And I think they do need a little bit more time. That's why I say sometimes, Rhino, I'm going to see you in 2 years. I'm going to see you lot in the future. Because regardless of who the next manager is going to have the same dynamic. Yes, Inos have come in. Hopefully they get rid of all of these. And some of them are going, Rhino. So
we
literally gave you examples of managers doing better with less.
How can you say we're going to see in the future, bro?
Just to conclude, I think there is a bit of harshness in there, Rhino, but I understand what you lot are saying to a degree, 100%.
Listen, Marcel, I just want to say quickly, bro. Listen.
Yeah. Last comment.
Listen, I'll say it honestly, and I'll keep it simple. Erik ten Hag, the responsibility of Erik ten Hag losing his job lies with Erik ten Hag. There's something called self-preservation. My guy's arrogance to think I agree with everything you said in terms of the structure, myself. Me and you agree 100% on that. I agree with you. My guy went to go and see Van Gaal. Van Gaal told him in the first presser they asked him, you had the meeting with Van Gaal. You know what he said? Van Gaal is his own man. I'm my own man. Every manager that's worked for Manchester United has known what the other managers have to dealt with. Every manager. Yeah. And the only person who told the truth while they were still in the job was who? Was Ranieri. Because they knew that what the Glazers promised him and the bankers promised him, that 2-year thing to be the consultant, that was a rap and that was a lie. So when you know you're walking into Van Gaal, one of the greats of Dutch football, after Cruyff, who's the most influential coach after Cruyff? Rams will tell you. I'm telling you that known throughout Europe, there are other influential Dutch guys that have won with PSC in the 1970s and that. But Van Gaal in the last 20 to 30 years, right? He's one of the most influential. He took Ajax with babies, like teenagers, and won the Champions League. And people still rate that as the greatest win of Champions League in the history of the Champions League. So when a guy tells you,
it was the young brothers. He's the one that bust the all the brothers, all the Surinamese brothers.
Yeah.
You know what? Overmars, Fanini George, some of the players that some of you weren't even born when these guys were playing. I'm sure in my old age.
Van Gaal and the Mandem, bro.
So the point what I want to make to you is that he's shown how Ollie's been treated. He's shown what Ranić was saying. He saw what Van Gaal. So this idea that Erik ten Hag has walked into this football club, not knowing all of those things, and still, no, I'm sorry, I always say, if you can't stand the fucking heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen. Stay away from it. Nobody's got a gun to his head going, you must have this job. You must suffer under these owners and these bankers. No. Nobody.
You know the maddest thing is, when the internet pauses, Nordin, is actually funny, man. You know when his internet breaks up and he freezes, some of the images are too crazy, bro. Are just too crazy.
Nordin, that's where it comes into.
Also, to anyone out there that feels that Eric's people who want the manager out are not fans of the club, you can suck yourself. Sorry,
Listen, people, we're gonna wrap it there.
Successful manager in the history of our club, Sir Alex Ferguson, 2005. The fans all over the ground are saying, "Oh man, it's time to hang up the boots. You ain't got it in you to build another team."
Yeah, it's true.
So
listen.
So do you think that I'm gonna have respect about any manager when I was questioning Fergie decisions? Yeah, you know what? Some of you are deluded. Just because the conversation is now on YouTube and it's not on the other pub or down the road with a man in the corner talking about football, that don't mean that people didn't have these opinions. Do you think that because the people are social media now that these opinions are all new, or people are on YouTube now that opinions are all new? Football has always been contentious.
I know.
Everybody see it differently, and that's how it is.
Yep. Now, 100%, and that's why when people say, "Oh, YouTubers are negative," bro, people have this conversation in pubs. They have it in the stadium, bro.
People are
bro,
fighting
in the
each
stadium's crazy, man. Like, people don't see the part of the stadium where people are actually openly cussing out these players, bro. Like, genuinely, and some of the shit is borderline.
What? It's him.
Yeah,
what are you doing? You, bro. There's some of the shit they say, bro.
So it's one of them where we can be negative, but ours is just recorded. That's all it is. It's just recorded. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But listen, we're going to wrap up here, man. What a show, people. What a show. It's been a lit Mandem talk. We're on 1.1K likes. Still 2.3K in the building. If we could get to 1.5K likes, that would be amazing. Big up to the Mandem. Make sure you follow all their content. Rants. Big up, man. We did a show before. Check out me and Rance's show earlier. But yeah, what you got coming up, Rance?
Bro, today, bro, I might just chill for once. Jeez, bro.
I know. I was gonna say.
I might just chill for once, blood. I don't know. It's international football on, and bro, the Euros is gonna be full on in it. So
yeah,
it's one of
reactions. No reactions.
Friday. Euro kicks off on Friday.
But the basketball final starts on Thursday, innit? So
NBA.
Like technically, this is my last day, bro, and then NBA finals, bro. 1:30 tomorrow. Man's up.
Yo, this season's been sick as well.
Yeah, that's
Friday, isn't it? Friday night NBA finals.
It's Friday morning, I believe.
Friday morning or something like that.
Yeah, Friday morning, Thursday night.
So who's in the last? Is it the last 8 or the last 4?
No, it's just the finals now. So it's Mavs Celtics.
Yeah.
So
big game, you know.
Get
big
me?
game.
That's what I mean.
Mavs.
So yeah, it's gonna be a mad thing. Hopefully the Mavs do it. So man's gonna be there for that.
I ain't supporting racist Boston fans, mate. I know the history.
Well, there you go. And Kyrie's playing it. And Kyrie's playing for the Mavs against Boston, bro. And they gave him some shit when he was there, bro. Them man there.
Yo, Kyrie's gonna turn up, man.
So, bro, he's gonna turn the heat up on them.
I'm with Kyrie, man. If anywhere Kyrie, then yeah, big up Kyrie each and every time.
I don't know basketball, man. I'm gonna be watching it for the first time in my life. I have no idea.
The tennis is
why am I laughing at me?
The French
Just
Open.
the way he said it.
No, hold on. Why are you laughing at me though? Like, no, I got a problem with that. I have a problem with that.
It's a good time to get into it still.
Yeah.
So you're trying to tell me I should stick to cricket or something? Like,
hey.
What do you mean? You said that, man.
T20 World Cup.
I'm not tall enough. You know I'm taller than Saeed.
On in America,
I said I'm taller than Saeed.
So when it's sunny in Manchester, I'm taller than Saeed. I don't understand.
On a good day,
you guys...
on a good sunny day.
Yeah,
I'm watching basketball for the first time this Thursday morning or Friday morning, whatever. It's my first. I don't even know the rules, bro.
No, but you know what?
I just know they get 3 points every time the ball goes in the net.
I watched Heat in the finals back in the day.
All my family watch it.
Yeah, I watched Miami Heat in the finals back in the day when it was the top 3 when it was Bosch, Wade, and LeBron, and that's how I got into b-ball, just watching the finals.
Yeah.
So,
for me, football, boxing, and tennis. That's it for me. I don't really watch
tennis.
NBA.
Tennis is something.
Tennis, yeah, man.
I used to watch tennis back in the days.
Yo, I was always backing to Serena and Venus, man. Always.
Come on, yeah, man. They're
and
legends,
I was seeing the racism from Wimbledon, man. The racism. I know when they were Serena's busting them all of them.
She killed everyone, man.
I used to just love it. Honestly, I used to love it. Everybody, I used to tell people who should I bet on.
Yeah.
Serena.
I was just gonna say before I cut yo, make sure you subscribe to Saeed and Rants. I mean, you guys are like 6K. Rants, you're like less than 5K away. This is a big achievement, people. Like to be yourself, 100% authentic on a platform and to build I always say to like my clients, because I do a lot of social media coaching, it's about the engagement of your platform, not the size of your platform.
100%.
You guys now, I hope you realize the community you've built, you could literally go put an event on and all hundreds of people will come and support you. So big up, man.
Yo, Mandem, we need to do Mandem on the road.
Live show in the summer.
Mandem on the road.
Let me say this publicly now, I'll say this. I've said it in the group chat. Once these two hit 100K, bro, I want all expenses paid. Mandem will be put on a Hilton hotel. Yeah. I want all the drinks. You know what I'm saying? Or else I'm blasting both of you on publicly. I'm blasting. Yeah. We need a party, bro. And I know
we will, man.
I know Saeed likes a party, innit? And I know Rance likes the white rum. So we need a party.
Listen, man, we're gonna have a live show.
I know your type, Saeed. I know your type.
Yeah.
No, knock it off. He's gonna say something.
No, listen,
he's gonna say something mad. He's gonna say something mad.
Yo, big up people, man. Listen.
Big up Leon. Go make sure you follow his thing.
YouTube coming, man. What's going
big
on
up Rhino. Yeah, make sure you check out Rhino's thing.
Just transfer window.
Make sure you check out Rhino's thing. He's got bare artists. He's not only football, he does music as well. He's involved in music.
Speaking of 100K, we just hit 100K streams as well. Lizzie. So
big up, man.
Big up, man.
I love that.
Go and check out his social media. Yeah, he's got bare artists up in. You don't know about Central C. The next Central C is coming out from Rhino's camp.
Come on.
Nuruddin, you don't really have to follow him. You just need to come to Manchester and ask Nuruddin, and they'll just direct you. I'm
120 short. 10K.
All right, come on, people, man. Listen, people, I'm gonna put in the chat.
I'm shadow banned, mate, because I shot for the Palestinians, innit?
Come on.
Make sure we get that happening today, man. Let's go and get Nuruddin. Marcel, general election is soon. So if you want to vote for Marcel Sunak, you can go Marcel Johnson.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Marcel. You know what? I'll send you a photo when they're gonna go. Who I'm voting for? Tory, Labour, Lib Dems, Greens. I'm putting Marcel. I'll send you a photo. Trust me.
Aye, man, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. But now follow up everyone, man, and obviously Faz as well.
Come on,
you get me? He's free now, so you get me. Like, make sure you follow Faz on the socials as well, YouTube. Playback, everything, man. Follow up Faz, man. You get me? Good guy. You get me? And yeah, man. Make sure you follow everyone.
If anyone's seen Neji, just tell him to, you know what I mean, to come back to Mandem talking.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what Neji's doing, man. I saw him in a taxi with a girl and that. I don't know what he's doing, bro.
And he's got a show in it. He's got a show. I
don't know what he's doing, man. I was like, yo, what's he doing in a taxi, man? Rizzing up girl in a taxi in a black cab, man. I know a black cab, but I didn't know which black cab it was. Is it a fake one or the real one?
Bro, listen.
They got need.
We're out, man.
Like Navy, man. Big up Tyrone as well, man. Big
up Tyrone as well. Make sure you follow Never Foul, man. You know what I'm saying?
Foul,
But yeah, people, we're out, man. We're gonna leave on the legendary video, man. You know what?
This is madness. This is a sickness. This is. This is what this is. That's what Eric Ten Hag fans are. They're vaccinated with the wrong vaccine. And now the neurons in the brain are fried.